Hey, good morning. I've been up all morning. I've been dealing with stuff. I'm watching something. Okay, I'm watching something. Can I explain it to you guys real quick? We're gonna watch it together. I don't even care. This new documentary that just came out. I'm telling you right now. You know what makes it so good? It's like yeah, we finally scored a touchdown. People got to watch this thing, dude. It's called AMC One Nation Under Fraud Part 3. And I watched all the other episodes of everything this guy's ever done. AMC, it's called like the heist of the century. Hot C. HOTC. Hot C. You guys got to watch this damn thing. I put a description of the video in whatever. I did it in the thing. The description of the video. Whatever. I put a link to that video in the description of this video. All the color, whatever. Here we go. Watch AMC One Nation, and I'm going to watch it. I'm going to narrate it with you guys, and the guy does a great job under fraud. Now, the guy's been kicking ass and taking names for like a whole year now with this stuff. I saw the old ones. Now, I want to tell you guys something. The old ones, I had like watched one, and I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. It's pretty good, because it was about Aron lying. And it shows you like him repeatedly lying, contradicting himself, which we already knew Aron was a liar. If you guys don't know, CEO, chairman of the board of AMC movie theaters, the one that actually took all the money from retail via Ape, showed you how it was all done, right? And I was like, yo, every clip, everything was like Tony De Niro pumping AMC, pumping Ape, pumping. Oh my God, it was gross. Every clip. I was like, Tony really said that shit 3 years ago, 2 years ago? Like, who's this dumb, right? And then I saw AMC Bigums, and I see Marcel, Boss Blunts. I see everybody. Don't worry, I've called them all out before. You guys know I go toe-to-toe. But this dude who made this video, this damn doc, I'm telling you guys, who cares about what the stock's doing today? Hey, you guys want to talk about GameStop? We'll talk about GameStop. It's not valued correctly. GameStop's doing well as a company, making crazy money. Thank you, Larry Chang, for tweeting out about Carvana today. I already know. Carvana is extremely overvalued, and if it's worth $300-something a share or $80 billion as a company, wait till you see GameStop's report. Anyway, yeah, okay, good. We don't care. You guys got to watch this documentary. AMC hyphen or semicolon or colon. I don't know all the different. I don't know what they're all called. It's not a hyphen, but it's a colon, semicolon. Yeah, it's a colon. So AMC One Nation Under Fraud Part 3. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. Is this live? You tell me. You tell me if this is live. Let's go look at this shit right here. Here, we're just gonna start with the good stuff, guys. Hey, you know what makes this documentary so good? Can I tell you? I'm just going to tell you right now. And shout out to you, whoever this guy, Hot C. I've actually met you before in the chat somewhere. I saw you typing and talking. Thank you for giving me all the credit in the world here. Yo, bros, it's me versus 40. And we all know who wins this fight. Hey, Tony De Niro, you're on the lose. Bro, you just got beat down. Oh, Tony. You didn't see me coming, huh? Kind of like PBC. It's when I whipped his ass. But no, check this out. Oh, this is good. Oh, I got to watch it, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just sitting here watching this documentary with my popcorn. I need some pop, babe. I need something. Mama, I need something to drink and eat. I don't know if she can hear me. You got me, babe? Yeah? I don't know if she can hear me through the walls. Let's go.
13th, 2023,
get
Alex Matthew filed a motion questioning whether Vice Chancellor Zern penned the July 21st, 2023 opinion and the settlement approval on the 11th of August. Some of the contents suggested a dramatic shift in linguistics, the use of uncommon words like appurtenant and unitary, citing that these point to a specific author. He closed the motion by saying, "As it turns out, I found my answer on Wikipedia of all places." Judge Laster uses it quite frequently when making decisions. What a strange
I don't
coincidence.
care about any of this stuff right here.
Zern quickly dismissed
None of this.
Matthew's
But I'll show
August
you.
13th
Let's start.
claim saying,
Markets with May. You guys remember
author
Markets
of
with
the
May
July
during Christmas time?
1st
She
opinion,
came out,
not
hi,
addressing the
and I was like,
approval of the
no,
settlement's
guys.
authorship.
Well, Markets with May is back at
Here
it.
you go.
Hey guys,
And you
it's
shoot the
May
fraud.
from Markets with May.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome, May. How are you today?
Markets with May or Mailing Lie rejoined Anthony Franzetti's live stream, both gloating over retail shareholders' defeat in the settlement. Despite Franzetti's earlier broadcasts expressing doubt, he now claimed he knew the settlement would pass, exposing his contradictory nature and tendency to shift stances for personal gain.
By the way, Tony De Niro's never gotten anything wrong in his life. The professionals, his team, everybody, they're dissecting these documents to give you the truth. Hey, y'all, my name is Tony De Niro, and I just want to tell you just how great it is.
Tony, school's in session.
But I was kind of celebrating the fact that the settlement that we've been saying
Yeah.
would pass finally went through. I had maybe one drink too many, May, toasting all the haters who said we were going to be wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised if it opened Monday over 200.
He and May portrayed retail investors as oblivious to the settlement's arbitrage nature, positioning themselves as savvy insiders and intellectually superior to retail. They openly admitted to exploiting the arbitrage for profit, suggesting a motive to mislead the public. Franzetti claimed that he only traded ape shares, but his reliability is questionable.
There's people that make videos. They think they know what they're talking about, and or they talk like they know what they're talking about.
Arbitrage, to be fair, is shorting AMC and going long on ape, right?
Chances are you burned all your credibility with your AMC pump and your HYMC pump and your ape pump. So I'm here to tell you, and Bed Bath & Beyond, how could I ever forget? You don't know anything about anything.
Others were just playing the conversion play, like not shorting, just going long on ape.
When May requested a press release from Aron for Monday, Franzetti confirmed it, while oddly noting that he doesn't speak directly to AMC, hinting at possible indirect communication.
Adam Aron is watching. Please put out a press release because I'm not.
There'll be one on Monday.
Yeah, hopefully. Knock on wood. I mean, I get it.
I can't guarantee that. I'm not in communication with Adam Aron or anyone at AMC, but I have a feeling.
He must have been
there'll be one on
celebrating.
Monday.
I've interviewed with you before, and you knew nothing about anything, and you still don't.
Franzetti then took a swipe at retail investors, claiming
I like
Aron's
how
silence.
this guy just takes my clips and throws them in there. Oh, it's the best documentary ever, bro. Got me in a good light, talking that shit. Hey, James Janney, this is how you do a doc. You ain't got to call me, do interviews. Just take my 5,000 other interviews, clip them, and put them in.
During court proceedings stemmed from insults and their insistence that the settlement would never go through, not their justified frustration and efforts to reveal the truth about Project Popcorn. This hasty generalization reveals Franzetti's lack of insight as he twists events to shield Aron.
I mean, he must have been celebrating. I don't know how much he can still do at his age.
To sit quietly, May, to sit quietly by and have people call you names for months and months saying that the settlement would never go through, yes.
You're on the wrong side of history.
I was celebrating on Friday.
That's Markets May, okay? There she is. Who are you? You've been here for a month. I mean, I know people are giving you Q notes and you're reading them. That's why every edit and take you come back and forth from. You just can't talk about the stock, but that's crazy to me.
Months after the vote for the split announcement, Marantz Rantz, a fierce critic of AMC influencers, lambasted their dishonesty on his YouTube channel, exposing flaws in their arguments and primarily targeting the noxious brands of Markets with May and Thomas Smallbone.
Yeah, the way you talk about Adam Aron is disgusting. As if he's great or if he's good at what he does. And he's consistently taken equity out of the shareholders' value for everything he does.
To understand about a turnaround story is that when the CEO, a turnaround CEO, is brought into a company, the company is typically not in a good spot. The board has brought the CEO in, asking him to allow the company to survive and figure out a strategy to thrive.
He didn't turn anything around. He ruined it for the minute he walked in. He's been there for 7 years. years. Unless he turned around in a circle, that's the only damn turnaround happening at CEO Adam Aron.
And in fairness to Mr. Aron, as much as the shorts and the haters are hating, he has done an unbelievable job of financing this company.
There's nothing happening there at AMC. This guy walked in and he bought $2 billion worth of failed movie theaters, drove this company into the ground. Once everybody saw what was going on and tried to take their investment back, Wanda Group, everyone else, he sold it off to Silver Lake. He sold it off to Mudrick. He sold it off to retail. He's dumping bags everywhere he can. Is how you think that you can sit here and make videos and tell people that have been holding for 2 years, hey, vote yes. We need this conversion. No, you need the conversion. They don't. If they don't convert, shorts just get hit on right now. He's in bed with the shorters. Mr. Aron, yeah, your guy who's failed everywhere he goes. You think he was successful everywhere he goes? He's a suit. That's what he is. And he has been. For more than half of his life, he's been a suit. It is an inside job like you've ever seen one, because I can see right through you. You're a suit, just like Adam Aron and just like Sean Goodman. You think the market manipulation is an issue? They are allowing it to happen on purpose. They could have stopped this a long time ago. But you know what they did, May? I know you were here, right? No, you weren't here, okay? But this is not going to benefit anyone but yourself. You're going to get people to hold and say yes to a vote. And why? Because you own Ape. I'm guessing you're going to turn and burn. Who are you again, May? And where did you come from?
It is one thing to swagger through the public square crowing about expertise in a field where you lack formal credentials, only to stumble spectacularly and be exposed as a fraud. But it is a far darker act to wield an illustrious financial pedigree adorned with glittering resumes and prestigious institutional training, and use that gilded platform to ensnare an unsuspecting public in a web of deceit. Mailing Lie possessed all of this and more. A titan of finance and strategy, a consultant cloaked in authority, she brandished a master's degree in social science from the hallowed halls of Columbia University, an undergraduate degree in political science, and a resume that shimmered in titles: part-time instructor in business, finance, and economics, adjunct professor in data science, advisory board member of the enigmatic Lancer Group, a hedge fund shrouded in its own lore, managing member of the elusive Calliope Group, boasting unparalleled research prowess, managing director of the Kiski Group, another hedge fund steeped in ambition, research associate at the storied Chilton Investment Group, financial analyst at Goldman Sachs, and a consultant and financial analyst at the colossal Morgan Stanley. With such a dazzling constellation of credentials, Lai stood poised to command trust, her words carrying the weight of unassailable truth. Yet, in a pivotal video that looms over financial discourse, she played
I was fire back in the day. I'm still fire. I'm just, you know what, guys? I've just learned how to win. Back then, I was fighting with everybody. But guess what? It's hard to be fire when everybody's gone. Everybody left. Oh, man, don't worry. I have a Coke Zero and a Rice Krispie treat to watch this show. This is a watch party, guys, of one of the greatest documentaries ever made. It's called AMC One Nation Under Fraud, Part 3, Episode 2, Standard Edition, with Marantz Rantz. Oh, let's go.
Decisive role in a scheme that would reshape the fortunes of countless retail investors tethered to AMC. Armed with this arsenal of expertise, Lai faced a fateful choice. Either she deliberately wove a tapestry of lies meticulously scripted to mislead, or she succumbed to a staggering ignorance that belied her lofty...
I'm going with she got really dumb. Because I get what you're saying. She's a college grad. She's all this, but she must have just got dumb for the 6 months that she was talking about Ape. That's what I'm guessing. Paid to talk about something.
Titles, the stakes, the forceful execution of Project Popcorn, a plan she helped thrust upon the market. In this video, Lai either orchestrated a brazen deception, crafting a false narrative about court proceedings, AMC's precarious financial state, and the implications of Project Popcorn, all to pave the way for its controversial rollout for her own nefarious gain. Or she revealed a shocking incompetence, blind to the damning evidence she claimed to have studied, evidence that, to any trained eye, exposed the true cost of Project Popcorn, a maneuver that would erode the wealth of retail investors. Far from a hapless misstep, Project Popcorn was a calculated strategy.
Remember how I caught markets with the May, okay? This is how you do it. And guys, I'm just telling you, this documentary is so well made. The editing, the clips, the everything. Somebody took the time to go through all of the tweets. This is amazing. Okay? And it doesn't get nearly enough views. And it should. But I told you what gave it away for me is I've already done this life. I walked through the halls of being a YouTube creator, content creator, fin influencer, and when you start from the bottom to the top, her first video was perfect lighting, perfect makeup, editing, and sound. And I said, there's no way somebody gets it right the first time. And I've only seen 2 people do it that way. Tony De Niro and this young lady here. That's it. Everyone else has an origin story, a real life story of how they got their YouTube channel started and how they were. I've got a clip to play for you guys. In a little bit. Let's just keep watching. This is fun.
Propelled by Lai's influence that blindsided those who trusted her expertise. Whether by malice or monumental error, Lai's actions cast a shadow over her glittering resume, leaving a trail of shattered trust and a question that lingers like a storm cloud. How could someone so decorated be so wrong?
But I saw so many questions on people feeling like they were going to lose 90% of their value or something like that on a 10-for-1 split. And that's just, whoever is doing that has, you're very welcome, Batar. That's just wrong. I don't know how to say it.
The 44 minutes of her talking about the benefits of a reverse stock split and any misunderstandings that you might have.
But in fairness, Mr. Aron is clearly working up to the last hour of the year to defend the stock against short sellers. There is so much misinformation out there. It's actually kind of epic. So let me just be crystal clear. If you are short AMC right now and the board approves the remerger of APE into AMC and approves the reverse split, you need to cover. And you probably should go ahead and do that now. How that's a gigantic Christmas present to both APE and AMC shareholders.
Clearly, one-way agenda here.
This vote that's coming up could really hurt the short sellers by a lot. And I'm putting this video out because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there when it's clear to me now that I've had time to fully understand these 4 parts that this unambiguously benefits both APE and AMC shareholders. Now, the APE shares were given as a dividend to all AMC shareholders. It was non-dilutive, and that happened circa August. And you will be short AMC shares, and your loss will begin around 100%. Now, that would imply that if the APE shareholders refuse to sell, then everybody shorting APE is going to be driven into the AMC market to cover. If we put the 2 together, you'll have 2 piles of huge short selling coming together. It means that whoever is short the APE shares or the AMC shares, it's to their benefit to try to get you to sell your AMC shares right now or to further short the AMC shares.
Shut up.
Today, I want to talk about a short squeeze that reached $90,000 per share. I want to explain what caused the squeeze.
AMC announced on the 14th of August the following dates. August 24th, 2023.
That was the best edit ever. Shut up.
Occur. August 25th, 2023, the conversion of APE into common stock was next. And on August 28th, 2023, the settlement consideration would be issued.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
The reason I was at my local credit union is because I was making another money transfer. I made another wire transfer to one of my brokerage accounts so that I could buy more AMC, selling my house, to the hiring of several hundred employees for Lit Exchange. And I'm on my way to Dallas. Watch out Fidelity, watch out Schwab. Here comes Lit Exchange. You better give your employees a massive raise and some good benefits because we're coming to poach your best talent.
Hi, guys.
offering retail investors the opportunity.
I don't read
my
to
bad. You
own
didn't even
a piece
hear
of
me.
the exchange.
My
and we have
bad.
been proven correct.
Yes, he's been wrong already, and he admitted.
Sorry, guys. I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by the mute button. Oh, God. No. Boss Blunt's one of the good guys. The fuck? No. No, he's not one of the good guys. None of them are good. This is why we watch these damn documentaries. Listen to me. I have been correct for 5 years. We know this. But forget all of that. There's not a single person that promotes AMC stock that is a good person. And I'm telling you this because a good person could see it coming. A good person can get out of the way and say, you know what? Adam Aron's a fraud. I did the homework. I did more homework, and I realized just what happened to me. Go watch this guy's YouTube channel, AMC, One Nation Under Fraud, AMC Heist of the Century. Go watch every single video. He has 6 of them. Watch them all. You will find out exactly what AMC is. But to say this Boss Blunts is a good guy, he just lied again. These are all, and listen to me about all these scammers. All of them. They've never shown their positions live in a live stream. Pull it up. Here's what I bought today. Here's what I own. Here's what I never sold. They never do. They never will. Fucking guy. Isn't this a good guy? Shit. You know, I'm going to keep it respectful. In a way, I guess. Yeah, can I get, before we get on with this guy just upset me right now. Let me show you. Here's the channel. Here's all the episodes, guys. Phenomenal. Way to use my picture in the background. That's great. You did great, man. Whoever made this shit did great. Can we talk? I haven't even seen episode 1. Episode 1, part 1. What is all this? I don't even know. 3 months ago, I didn't even know that existed. I mean, I did, but I didn't watch it. Oh, shut up, Data Zero. Called it. I called it. What'd you call it? Data Zero, this guy's still pumping AMC. Oh, guys, ever watch that interview with me and Data Zero? That's a fun one. Hold on. I got to find this, guys. Because I didn't watch this one yet. I don't think I did. Maybe it was this one I watched? Watch it. Surprise, mother effer. Yeah, whatever. You're stupid. Watch this. Guys, listen to this for me, yeah? Watch this. 19.
The aforementioned Platinum Sparkles appears in a question and answer session with SEC Chair.
Finally clean up the mess and the stock loan mess, which is known as Wall Street.
Right.
And
if there is naked short selling, I just want to unpack this a little bit for the viewers. In naked short selling, because people would want to get their hands on that NFT, right? The shorts would have to cover, and you would know if they're covering or if they're not covering. And so, to me, that's a fascinating plan. What does Adam Aron say about it, the CEO? Have you had any contact with him about this?
So, a couple weekends ago, on my way to Spain, I sent Adam Aron some emails. Someone, Pachter at Wedbush, who's a pal of mine, introduced me to Adam Aron. He said,
listen, I watched hours and hours of every documentary. Pachter at Wedbush, who's a friend of Mark Chiodas, who was implanted into this community and people trusted him. They came, oh no, Mark Chiodas is on our side. No, never was. Then you come out and you find out that he introduced him to Adam Aron. Michael Pachter and Adam Aron, right? Right? And if you don't know why I'm upset, then you don't understand how they use AMC against GameStop.
Said, here's his email, here's his phone number. I only sent him, I think, 5 emails back and forth.
Right.
And he said he'd think about it. And then when the fire drill, which was last week, came, Adam Aron sent me an email and said that he wants me to stand down. He doesn't want me contacting him, and that's that.
Though Aron did not.
Do you understand? Stand down. Don't call me. Don't text me. Yeah, because they already have a plan. They already have a whole, this is an agenda from Citigroup, from Apollo, from The other side of the aisle, guys. You don't know about the history of AMC and how they carve out assets. I mean, guys, you could take it all the way back to ski resorts all you want. We can talk Vail Resorts. We can talk about how your guy, Sonny Bono, the former mayor of Palm Springs, Sonny Bono, who actually had a child named Chastity, now named Chaz, with Cher. Sonny Bono, who was married to Mary Bono. Maybe you know her. Sonny Bono died. He died on a skiing trip when he hit a tree and he was in the snow for days before they found him. Has anyone asked themselves which skiing resort and who owns that ski resort today versus who was the CEO then? I'll give you a name, Vail Resorts. I'll give you an idea who was the CEO, BJ whoever, from Penn Gaming, who was the CFO there as well. Don't get me started. Does anybody know what was happening in 1998 when Sonny Bono hit a tree and died? There was a law. It was getting signed into the books. It was called a copyright law, about how your copyright lives for 85 years past your death. It's like 100 plus, it's called your death plus 100 or your death plus 85 or something like that. And the copyright law put into place was rewritten after Bono died. Ask yourself, we just die. I guess we just hit trees. Random ski resorts, a Vail Resorts comes in and carves out of assets in bankruptcy. Maybe who was the CEO of Vail Resorts at the time? Hello, Adam Aron. Adam Aron, the CEO? Yeah. Never wonder how Adam Aron was on the board of directors for Apollo Global Management? Hold on, you mean to tell me Adam Aron was a senior partner at Apollo Global at the same time that Jeffrey Epstein was getting paid by Leon Black? Leon Black was paying Jeffrey Epstein from 2012 to 2017. Go look it up. Where was Adam Aron at the time? Senior partner at Apollo and the president and part owner of the 76ers. Who owns the 76ers? Josh Harris. Who's one of the founding fathers of Apollo? Josh Harris. Oh no, this just happened? My bad, bros. My bad. There must have been that hotel. Must have been that resort. The one that went out of business and that Adam Aron took into bankruptcy, and they said, oh yeah, it's Mark Rowan who's on the board of directors of the biggest investment firm of that company. Who's Mark Rowan? Yeah, that's Apollo as well. It's really weird world I live in. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you guys don't even, maybe you guys should watch this channel called AMC One Nation Under Fraud. Maybe you guys should watch it because it's pretty awesome. Oh, Mark Kiotis. You know Michael Packer? You got introduced to him? Oh, that's your buddy? Here, we'll go to 25 minutes. Maybe I didn't hear it right. Let's see what I didn't hear correctly.
We're all in. By November and December, company insiders, including yourself, and we've talked about this, were selling shares anywhere from $27 to $40. You did telegraph that would happen on earnings calls, but some triangulate that insiders didn't believe the company was worth such a high valuation. That's why they were selling. Can you just clarify that?
No, Liz, I can't, because that's 2021 news. That's ancient history. What we're doing is we're focusing on bringing this company back.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of FTX, stepped down, and FTX slid into bankruptcy on the 11th. CNBC's Andrew Sorkin interviewed Adam Aron, pointing out his tendency to frivolous spending. This is corroborated by Aron's constant cries of the pandemic woes and his need for constant acquisitions during a time that urges fiscal restraint.
I want to read you something that Wedbush securities analyst Alicia Reese wrote. You may think it's cynical, but I'm curious what your reaction is. She said, I think their announcement...
I already know what she said, and I know what my reaction is going to be. Go ahead.
She said, I think their announcement that they began selling some of their announced 425 million APE shares at such a low per-share price speak to their cash needs or perhaps more frivolous spending. What did you think when you read that?
Oh, that's kind of ridiculous. When we
It's kind of ridiculous that Alicia Reese just gave a rating and coverage of GameStop, and she's never covered GameStop, but it's Wedbush. So either this is all orchestrated and you're just pandering to the public here, which is very notable. You guys are the greatest actors in the history of acting. But these influencers that are paid to push out your bullshit, AMC guys, I'm telling you now, it's absolutely crazy. They're all liars. Yes, Boss Blunt's the idiot.
The reason I was at my local credit union is because I was making another money transfer.
Yeah, you were. Sure you were.
I made another wire transfer to one of my
Show
brokers.
me the transfer. Show me the receipt. You say you did something? Show it to... You know, I once said something on this channel, Marcel. I once said I bought Costco stock. I did $20,000 out of my pocket, and I bought it on this said date. I once said that live on the stream. Do you know what I did the next stream? I showed the receipt for it. I said, here's where I bought stock. Then, just last month, I showed the receipt where I sold stock. Hey, in the Discord, posted to everyone. Here you guys go. I sold it. Here's what I did, man. Just so you guys have a heads up. No, maybe. And then with my sell, I actually showed buying of GameStop. Sold and I bought. Because money just doesn't appear. These guys all don't have jobs. Money just appears. I got to wire something. I got to do. No, I have a career. I got a W-2. And I've got me. That's it, babe. 100% transparent.
Bridge accounts so that I could buy more AMC, selling my house, to the hiring of several hundred employees for Lit Exchange. And I'm on my way to Dallas. Watch out Fidelity, watch out Schwab. Here comes Lit Exchange. You better give your employees a massive raise and some good benefits because we're coming to poach your best talent.
Hi guys, welcome back again.
Our Founders Program. We're going to be offering retail investors the opportunity
I don't read a script.
to own a piece of Lit Exchange, and we have been proven correct.
Yes, he's been wrong already and he admitted it.
There's also a 1-to-10 reverse split incoming, which will not steal anybody's shares. You're going to hear some shills talking about, I'm losing 90% of my shares. Well, no, you're not losing shit. As a matter of fact, their shares are being consolidated. So even though you will go from having 1,000 shares to having 100 shares, they will also increase in value 10 times.
Stop with the bullshit, guys, and stop tailor-making the damn information to make it look like it's something it's not.
I don't read a script.
It's like having a single $1 bill. Excuse me. It's like having...
I don't read a script.
Excuse me. It's like having a single $10 bill or like having 10 singles. At the end of the day, it's $10. And I'd rather have a $10 bill than 10 singles. The AMC cost to borrow is over 700%.
And Boss Blunt's supposed to be the everything of it. He doesn't know it either. Your company is run wrong. Your company is zero. The debt alone, the cost to actually carry over that debt is zero. The cash burn is zero. You're never going to make a profit. You guys are all a joke. It's like I'm speaking to the wind because half these guys are too dumb to know the difference. And two, oh no, you talked bad about my stock. I can't like you. Okay, then don't like me. But how the hell could you listen to a guy who's right here just leaving out, just omitting the information? Falsification of the data, that's gonna ruin you and your investment. All of you. It's all right. I'll keep doing the homework while they keep talking about it. I'll keep doing it. Walk that walk, talk that talk. Peace.
Nobody's losing 90% of their shares. They're being consolidated, and your price, the value of your account remains the same. To say that I'm excited about AMC doing a reverse split and a conversion and issuing shares on the market again is an understatement. Point two, the fact that we're going to be so fucking rich. I want my fucking money, and I'm not leaving until I get paid. I'm here for billions with a fucking S. I'm not here for a short squeeze. I'm here for a MOAS, for a mother of all short squeezes. That's because I have the utmost confidence in Aron, the AMC board of directors.
Michael Simmons, an investor.
Crazy that he sold his house. Sounds like he lost it. I haven't seen him hotbox anything lately, so I don't know what he's doing. But shout out to Marcel, Mr. Butcher of Wall Street. He's here for billions with an S. You're about, I don't know, 20 letters the other way, brother. Oh, shit.
Investor primarily in ape shares brought a pending action to the Chancery Court, taking up the recent August 11th judgment 3 days prior. Brian Reese rebutted Simon's claims by characteristically insulting him.
Looks like there's another stupid-ass lawsuit going on right now that they're trying to do. We can all go ahead and thank stupid fucking Michael Simmons. Thanks, Michael. You're a really, really good guy. Fucking dumbass.
You have people more loyal to the influencers than they have to the program. The fucking movement.
So here's the biggest stock pumper of them all. This is AMC Bigums, guys. Been doing this shit for like a year and a half already, and it's getting played out.
And this is the thing that was trying to explain to everybody. Oh, he's gonna fucking help the hedge funds. He's gonna fuck us over. And I'm like, nope.
The only difference is they've sold off everyone's equity, including your own if you were a stockholder, but chances are you're not.
And on top of that, a lot of people are saying, well, he's not going to pay down debt. There's nothing saying that he's going to pay down debt. So again, they continuously talk about paying down debt. I know some people out there were saying they're not going to, but you are completely incorrect.
They have not serviced their debt. Think about this, AMC Bigums. They have not paid 1 ounce of their real corporate debt in the last 2 years.
They're not going to continuously dump on you guys like everybody said they're going to do. They're not going to go out there and just fuck everybody over. Looking over at AMC, the short thesis is about to get like I said, there's nothing bad that can happen from this conversion. Everybody that is freaking out, everybody that, oh, he's just going to fuck us over.
Not just making shit up. You should do more due diligence on this investment that you claim you own.
Like I said, they're scared shitless, you guys.
Now, they also will be removing the failed experiment called APE. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean failed experiment? You promoted this damn thing. You also told everybody to vote yes. You've done every single step of the way wrong. Oh, they're going to pounce. It's profitable. This is going to expose the shorts. How's phase 6 going?
900%.
By the way, phase 6 is the phase 6 was an expiration of, I don't even know what the hell he was talking about for all these years. But yeah, it never expired. It never did anything. I'm still sitting here waiting. Is the phase 6. This must have been like an ex-girlfriend's nickname. Is she gonna come back? I don't know. Hey, tell me something, AMC Bigums, Brian, whatever your name is. Why are you just terrible at this shit? This is why. Avis Rent-A-Car Kid, who doesn't do any homework, can't figure it out.
Cost to borrow.
The cost to borrow this morning was around 350%.
We're back at 921% cost to borrow.
And then a few hours later, cost to borrow exceeded 450%.
It is back up to 921%.
The ISDA contracts and swaps and rehypothecations against these stocks have not been closed out. They've been kicked further down the can.
But Billy is fucking saved, guys. Trump 2024, how about Bigums 2024?
This kid's pumping out hopes and dreams. Nothing factual. Just, this is what I think is going to happen. This is what I think is going to happen. Well, I told you what's going to happen. I told you what APE was. APE was the Trojan horse to retail investors. Now they took it all, and you're trying to defend that Adam Aron made one bad deal to get out of it all. He sold to the shorts because they are the shorts. How is the dilution of the float beneficial to anyone that has a 1.5 billion float currently, then a reverse stock split, 10-1, and then refilling up the coffers with a combined vote of 600 million shares? We're talking about 550 shares to the public common A stock and 50 million preferred shares. That's right, they're filling back up. So explain to me exactly what you think is happening here. Adam Aron is doing it again. And I don't know how many times you guys have to see something bad happen and or your money get taken before you realize that it's wrong. AMC insiders don't own this stock. They're not going to do anything beneficial for you, retail. At some point, someone's going to say the truth out here. And if it's just me, then it's just me. But AMC Bigums, Boss Blunts, or anyone else that wants to say this is a positive move, I'm waiting for you guys to stop lying to your following. And for anyone who believes it, for anyone who tells me I'm a shill, I'm putting out videos, really? I'm a shill because I read you the filings themselves, because I show you the balance sheets. That's shilling? Educate yourself, guys. They just took your whole life savings. This investment is trash, and people have lost millions of dollars. Individuals losing hundreds of thousands of dollars listening to your bullshit. pocket. Private equity and the bondholders run AMC. This is why they've done the wrong thing at every turn. When the CFO of this company, Sean Goodman, when he owns 1 share of AMC, I'll buy 1 share of AMC. AMC Bigums. You're trash. Peace, punk.
Hey guys, Tony DeNaro here. Welcome back. Join us in the Wise Guys room and hear from a lot of very smart folks. I will be there as well. And we're going to talk about what is coming up in about 8 days with the reverse split, the conversion, and things you need to think about to make sure that you are on the right side of this. Now, this is not going to be a YouTube video because there are a lot of people on YouTube that prefer clickbait over real information. This will be for Discord members only. I will see you there live at 7:30 p.m. tonight. AMC has over $1 billion of cash in the bank and a quarterly cash burn of only about $120 million. They have stated that they have no intention to tap their loan reserves and no need to do so in the next 12 months. They have plenty of cash, guys. And I think that the people talking about immediate dilution are presenting an overly bearish case to scare you out of this investment. That is my opinion. That is how I view this whole thing. There is no immediate concern in my mind about dilution.
Just so that we're clear, AMC did a reverse stock split 10-1 right after Tony DeNaro made this video. The float was in 150 million shares. As of today, the float is over 400. Hold on, Tony. Let's get it right because I don't want to just say a number. 400. Let's see. 400. Oh, I'm sorry. 512 million shares, which would be the equivalent of 5 billion shares when you made the video. I know, it's crazy. 5 billion share dilution. But we don't want to put all the apes on the market. No, we just want to fill back up the coffers. My bad, bro. Damn. Hold on, I'm doing another victory lap. Hold on. This is good. By the way, I'm eating a potato bowl over here. It's amazing. Thought about you, Tony. Mr. Potato Head.
To the ape unit. It is a ticket to ride. It is a golden ticket. It is a freedom in the back pocket of Adam Aron, knowing that he has the ability to pay off the debt literally at any time of his choosing and wipe off the risk of bankruptcy from this company.
They did dilute the company instantly, like they would. Within 4 months, you are now getting a conversion back to what no one wanted. And what don't you guys want? Dilution. You don't want bonuses for others. You don't want this mass manipulation of your investment. But if you are still invested, which most of you guys claim that you are, or they think you are, diamond-handed, just know the worst thing that could happen just happened. He sold to the villains themselves, the people he's trying to fight, as he calls it. You cannot paint it any other way.
On August 15th, 2023, Theodore Kittila filed an appeal with the Chancery Court asking that the status quo be reimposed pending an appeal to the Supreme Court of Delaware.
All right. Take a look at it like this. We got smashed, but we got smashed because popcorn. It was almost like they wanted us to just go, I'm done.
On August 16th, 2023, an AMC shareholder who objected to the settlement, Alex Holland, submitted a complaint to the New York Stock Exchange. He referenced AMC's August 14th, 2023 8K filing that he said would cause significant financial harm to 3.8 million investors. The lengthy letter predicted the devastating outcome of Project Popcorn's final step. Alex mentioned the many cause and effect occurrences taking place within the security that would eventually see retail's investment obliterated at the hands of AMC's board of directors.
I've looked at this with the brightest minds. You name it, Casey Shaw, Pantheon AMC, and 100 other apes. We've all gone over this together and separately in multiple discords, on Twitter and everything, and we've all come to the same, and you don't have to be a genius to see.
The brightest of minds. So he wanted to include all of these other fictitious characters that don't really exist. One of them don't really exist. These guys don't come on camera. These guys don't really say their name. And when they give you the info that they give you, it's spoon-fed to you.
The unidentified, inorganic, and contrived source of Aron's social media campaign ramped up baiting more retail investors to purchase stock before the reverse stock split, insinuating that a squeeze would result from the conversion. Catherine Larson inevitably released back-to-back stock pumping videos just days before the conversion and split. New investors unaware of what was happening with Project Popcorn, the mechanics of the stock market, and the last 3 years of continual securities fraud would have their new investment quickly reduced so that the short sellers in AMC would be removed from their reckless, unregulated attack on the company with the company's help. Re-uploading the trailer for Apes Together Strong, a film by the Mulligan brothers, originally released on May 5th, 2023, Catherine Larson sought to remind the retail community of a...
Just so that we're clear, just so people know the history of this, I turned down that documentary, that film. I turned them down when they asked if I would do it with them. It was an Apes Together Strong documentary. My old Twitter account had all the DMs in there, but remember, they got that one blocked and banned because they did mass spamming on my shit. They tried to ruin me for years. But yeah, I'll never forgive these guys for doing what they did to retail and what they tried to do to me personally. And you guys know, if you guys were here with me the last 4 years, absolutely. And none of them they know nothing. I don't know, but okay, if you are you typing that up again, bro? Did you say that twice now? Antoine Kane? Hey, Antoine, I know that you're new here. It's your first time here. I don't know how the hell you got here for the first time or decided to talk. But to say that somebody knows more than me about AMC, there's nobody that does. And you're never going to know it either. Are we clear on that? You're never going to know it either. Okay? And there you go. That means peace out. Bye. Scrubs, bro.
Time when the AMC apes were a powerful, united force. This came ahead of the film.
That, like, over all the history that we've already... by the way, AMC's down 99%. I want people to show me the stocks that they promote that are not down 99%. Anybody who's been here for 5 years, I got to take this call. Yo. I'm good.
Film's full release on May 22nd, 2023. However, Larson and other core influencers in Project Popcorn, after gaining the trust of retail investors, later let down some of the community by aligning with the hedge funds they once convincingly opposed. They fractured the apes, sowing deep division. With the reverse stock split looming, the re-release of the inspiring documentary trailer served to reinforce Catherine Larson's message. It rallied the community while subtly encouraging more people to buy the stock, ultimately funneling additional funds from retail investors into the market.
Today, I want to talk about how the shorts must close on conversion. Today, I want to talk about how the shorts will lose trillions of dollars as time goes by until they finally succumb to the mother of all short squeezes. I want to explain and run through the numbers on how this user has been offered $1 trillion to lend out his AMC shares for the long term.
Linda Blair and the fat chick get getting closer and closer and closer. The AMC court document. The CEO is one supposed to be keeping us up to date on litigation, you know, like the XRP CEO, but no, not Popcorn. Vetting that paperwork is important because obviously that leads to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of, oh my. And since we have such little time left, we really need that.
Over the next several days, Catherine Larson tweets on numerous occasions to anyone seeing her posts in order to pump AMC further before the reverse split and conversion, giving the impression
that... Bro, I just do it because I was on the phone. I forgot that I was muted. Sorry. God damn, bros. Anyway, what I was saying was, if we're going to say names out here, Don't be afraid to say them. Like me, when I say Adam Aron, I say Adam Aron. These guys say popcorn. I don't do that shit. I don't say save Billy. What's Amy doing? None of that. You guys got to know what it is, man. People are afraid to confront things. That's the difference. Yeah, I was saying some really good shit. All right, let's keep watching. I love this.
Money will be made by those investing. In truth, the money made was reverted to those shorting the stock rather than to retail investors, as was intended. Larson tagged Peter Han and Brian Reese along with a user called @CoreyCorner.
@CoreyCorner. If you guys are not familiar with Corey Corner, this is the individual who took credit with getting my Twitter account banned, blocked and banned. He did it. He didn't announce it for like a whole year. After I was blocked and banned for like a whole year, he goes, "Oh yeah," and then he sent a screenshot, a picture of him saying, "Your report, we've blocked and banned that person," and that's how I was like, "Oh, I get it. AMC was after me."
Who was actively tracking down and attempting to expose accounts that were revealing Project Popcorn to the public. A woman named Christy, who he stalked and harassed over the internet during the prime of Project Popcorn, revealed him to be Corey Amex, an admissions representative at Indiana Business College. Larson suggested that there were multiple accounts everywhere, possibly inferring to bots or to a collective group of people attempting to send a collective message to retail investors about AMC's underhanded dealings with the stock. In her next tweet, she posted that she bought more shares, though she was never able to prove she had any to begin with, again pumping the stock up as if the conversion would cause a squeeze or some sort of exponential growth, supposedly taking gullible people along with her. After that, she used the phrase, "No one is selling," while tagging Brian Reese, because if they don't sell, their portfolio's holdings will go straight to the brokers, transferring the equity elsewhere, essentially digital theft on a massive scale. Though Catherine Larson has participated in one of the largest heists in stock market history, this tweet alone should cement her place as one of the primary social media accomplices in the scheme. She directed her audience to believe that, like 2021, where AMC rose in value to its all-time high, it gave her the same vibes. She closed out the tweet with a phrase most of the influencers continued to use to excite others into purchasing the stock. If the shorts were truly in trouble because of the reverse split, then the investor only had to gain from the reverse split. She repeated the expression in reply to Marcel Kalinovic's post, once more revealing the synchronized collaboration among the influencers. Eitan Leibovitz attempted to refute Catherine Larson's posts, but was met with a strange command from her to stand down. In one of her final tweets, she inquired whether anyone knew of a Ponzi scheme larger than the one Bernie Madoff executed in the 1990s, while she was aiding a financial terrorism plot by AMC to strip retail investors of their money and ownership in the company.
When you I don't want to say the S word, when you shoot out shares like candy, all of a sudden what happens? Well, shorts are very, very happy.
On August 21st, 2023, Rose Izzo's appeal to stay the status quo order was denied. She then withdrew her appeal in the Court of Chancery, the same day the Supreme Court of Delaware denied Rose Izzo a motion for a status quo order pending appeal.
So there was an appeal through the Supreme Court as well, through the Supreme Court of Delaware, and that was denied.
Catherine Larson celebrated Rose Izzo's defeat again, as she was unable to send the case to the Supreme Court of Delaware, and thereby another monumental loss for retail investors. On August 22, 2023, Catherine Larson released another stock-pumping video 2 days before the reverse split was set to commence. That evening, she shared news of an accident she endured, receiving hospital treatment for her injuries.
Right. An accident the day before. You just happened to have an accident, Cat. That's what we're choosing to believe right now, right before, and then this is when you vanish from the internet.
Without insight from close friends or family, it is unclear if the post sought sympathy, especially given her ongoing promotion of AMC stock and misleading retail investors into financial losses. Her background in makeup effects artistry raises questions about whether the post was a calculated move to deflect criticism for aiding Aron in further eroding retail investors' ownership of AMC.
She probably got in
a tweet on the 22nd from Brian Reese shamed the no voters, saying had the settlement not been approved, Aron would have been forced to sell at a low price, like he has done before with Antara. His words are not overtly intellectually market-focused, as it is often difficult to decipher his exceptionally ineffective grammar.
Yanis picked up 61 shares. Absolutely great, buddy. Congrats. Ask me any questions that you have right now about AMC and Ape, and I will go through them one by one.
A single day from Project Popcorn's finish line, Marcel Kalinovic's unfiltered video speaks volumes, exposing his deplorable ego-fueled misinformation spiral.
Who paid for that house and what script are you reading? Let's go, Brandon. I never sell myself sleep tight. I paid for this house. Fucking idiot. The Giving Project says you're a shill. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking moron. The shorts can't fucking afford me. None of them could fucking afford me. Have you been fucking listening at all? Are you fucking retarded? No, that's an insult to retards. You're just fucking stupid. Man, it's simple. Why don't people understand? They can't fucking close their positions. They can't fucking close them. They have no fucking choice. They're stuck until retail sells. I've already got multi-million-dollar fucking companies, and I'm going for billions with a fucking S. They cannot fucking afford me because I do not provide financial advice. I am going with my due diligence, and I'm not wrong. And when I do have to show up in front of court, I will be able to show them all of these fucking videos, all of my fucking tweets, everything on Reddit, everything on TikTok and Instagram and so on that I've ever put out there, and say I simply put out educational information. I didn't take a dime from anybody. Did you just super chat me $420? Why would you send me that much money? You could spend that on shares. You know what though? Thank you so much. And I did not short AMC and Ape. I don't read a script. AMC could easily raise $17 billion by issuing these 25 billion. I'm sorry. Excuse me. AMC could easily raise $17 billion by issuing these 25 million shares on the open market. I don't read a script. That shit's up here because I fucking know these things like the back of my hand because I've done my due diligence on this stock for almost 3 fucking years.
Whether you like me or you don't like me, listen up because I'm gonna explain something to you. They all got scripts for that. Hello, motherfuckers on the other side. I know you all got scripts in front of you that were handed to you. I get it.
It's almost too easy for me at this point. It's because I know things about this stock and the stock market that most people can only dream of. What do you think of all the other content creators who quit AMC? Matt Kors even put a clown face on your pic in a recent video. I think that's absolutely hilarious. I'm flattered, and I've got no interest in what Matt Kors has to say because the guy knows absolutely nothing about AMC. Ape Henry asks, my fear is that after the reverse split, we're going to come down to the same levels we're at now. Oh, my friend, the shorts spent a lot of money bringing this bitch down right now to $1.96. But I own hundreds of thousands of dollars of AMC and Ape shares and call contracts. I am not short the stock, either of the stock. I do not short or buy or sell puts on AMC or Ape or AMC1 or AMC2. I don't read a script. That being said, I have a vested interest in supporting my favorite stock. That means that after the reverse split in the morning, AMC will be worth $19.60 because I have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in this stock. I believe AMC at some point will squeeze much higher than GameStop ever did. The value of the shorts positions does not decrease because of a reverse split. It is simply the number of short positions is adjusted to match the reverse split, but the actual value does not change. Easily, that would lead them the ability to pay off their $6 billion in debt and be completely debt-free and profitable.
Adam Aron is not paying down AMC's debt. You are paying down AMC's debt. And you're doing so literally with less than 10 cents on the dollar as well. Adam Aron is paying down debt out of your pocket. Adam Aron takes $1 from you and he pays less than 10 cents down on the debt. Think about that. Adam Aron steals $1 out of your pocket and pays down or uses 10 cents out of that dollar to pay down AMC's debt. You and I lost $2.1 billion and Adam Aron paid off $163 million. That is just a little over a 5% ratio. 5 cents on the dollar is what Adam Aron utilized out of his catastrophic thievery to take $2.1 billion out of the hands of retail investors.
That would destroy the short thesis.
People will look you in the eye today and tell you that short sellers have been destroyed on AMC stock. Yet the fact of the matter is that AMC is trading at a lower level today than it has been in years. And look, folks, we've been talking about this for a long, long time, and it's always FUD when you say something bad about a management decision. But it's so clear if you just open your eyes for 2 seconds and you look at how just the stock price reacts to different decisions.
And in addition, you know what else they could do? After that, they could issue more dividends. You know who has to pay for those dividends? Shorts. I can't fucking wait. I hope Adam Aron dumps a bunch of shares, because guess what that does? That causes more buying pressure. That causes the shorts to buy up those fucking shares because they desperately need them. Just like the last few times.
They desperately need them. They're at 5 billion, the equivalent of 5 billion shares, bros. 500 million again. We're back there. This is, bro. Have you guys seen Mullen Automotive? But on a larger scale, like more billions, this is sad. And these clowns, like, how could you guys even walk around your towns with your head up? Oh.
25 million shares from AMC is not enough for them to close out their fucking shorts. That's why they have to buy those shares. And that's why the price goes up higher when they do issue them.
Did the stock move higher? Did AMC move higher because of anything that Adam Aron was doing? Absolutely not. He slithered his way into a $163 million debt reduction, but it only cost you $2.1 billion.
Don't buy, sell, or hold simply because you heard me say something. Do your own homework. Look up the OBV. Look up the short interest. Look up how short exempts work. Look about naked shorts.
Hold on. I got to do that. I got to go do that real quick. Hold on. Here's the thing. Here it is. He said Marantz. Remember, GameStop's had almost 20 billion shares positive on OBV on the quarterly. I want to go look it up. I'm curious. Indicators, OBV. Negative 1.1 billion shares. Holy shit. Maybe we shouldn't buy this thing. Oh my God. When did the OBV go crazy? Oh, at the highest, it was 1 billion shares on the quarterly. So you mean to tell me this whole time it was never what they said it was? It was never GameStop? 1 billion. Man, but Marantz, a reverse stock split, that's a 10-1. It's really 10 billion of the previous float. It was really 20 billion negative a year and a half ago. And it was really positive 20 billion at one point. Sorry. Sayonara. Wouldn't want to be ya. We tried. I tried my heart out, guys. This is a good little doc. I'm going to keep it going, guys. I got nothing to do. Let's go. I want to watch. I'll watch another hour and a half.
Check out shorts marked as long. Welcome to the real world.
The day of the...
Hey, man, we're waiting for you to explain what's going on. My average was at $6 before this. Now my average is at $132 per share. $132 with like 30 shares when I had hundreds. No, explain how this is supposed to help you in the business and the company. The price is just spiking. It's shooting right back down, right along with our accounts. Only person benefiting in this right now is somebody who could short the company.
The settlement consideration of giving back some of retail's ownership after the remainder was stolen from them takes place on August 28, 2023, which, like the tax-free fake dividend of Ape, held no real value when considering how much AMC and hedge funds had taken from them since Ape's introduction. If including the continued drop in price and today's value, Aron on the cusp of bankruptcy once again, there was no value in the settlement, not even for Aron's insistence that he would pay down the debt. Though repeated, what AMC's management has done is willingly allow Project Popcorn to destroy the company from within and without. With the amount of equity that retail held as Ape, it converted into 99,540,641 common stock shares from over 995 million original AMC preferred equity units, now leaving the total number of common stock shares at 158,382,446 Class A common stock shares remaining. AMC had secured approval to release an extra 550 million Class A common stock shares, amounting to a 1,449% surge in further dilution.
So they've gone up 1,500% dilution, and they have allowed themselves to distribute 550 million shares. They already have 510 million plus. So they're almost to the full 550. They did fill back up the preferred shares in the coffers from 50 million. It went down to 40. Now they're back up to 50 again. So they can do rinse and repeat. They can issue another additional preferred equity unit, which I don't think they'd get away with. But what Aron did when he announced they were doing Ape, he put the blame on 2013 before he got to the company. Our shareholders in 2013 voted that we could do this. Guess who the shareholders were? Apollo. You guys get it? Morgan. I mean, it's like that. But I'll leave it alone because apparently it was the public, right? By the way, that's my fake laugh. Like, I really can't do it. It's not funny to me. I'm taking one of these victory laps this morning because we know what we got right. We knew about Safe Technologies. We knew about HYMC. There's so many things that have happened in this company at AMC that blows my mind that people could still talk to me in a positive light about this investment. The fact that they call it, they call you apes, and then they come out Tony Dinero. He changed his last name and how he pronounces it plenty of times. He actually has a legal name change, by the way. And then his moderator on his channel, Pam the Trader, was a mod on everyone else's channel. And those are all telling signs. But hey, Tony, can you explain all this, Tony?
Split several AMC executives who had already liquidated the bulk of their shares, most of which had been gifted rather than purchased, retained only a small stake in the company. Shortly thereafter, they were granted new stock awards, creating the public illusion that they too were sharing in the hardship faced by retail investors. In truth, their prior divestments insulated them from loss, allowing them to avoid the very financial damage that everyday shareholders were forced to endure. These included Chavaria, Koch, Sach, Cox, Ellis, Locke, Sussman, Paulus, Frank, Connor, Latter, and Aron.
I'm actually thinking this lawsuit was all wrong. I'm actually thinking that this should have been a lawsuit. Be honest with you, this is straight out fraud.
What would you say to Aron?
I would just say you're a disgrace. You should resign immediately, and you need to apologize for your actions, or at least come clean what went on, and tell people the truth. Because what he's done and what he's done on the record is toxic. He took advantage of one class of investors to help a very sophisticated class of investors who were his friends. Everything he touches fails because he knew flat out it wasn't a reward. He knew flat out it wasn't a dividend. He knew it was a rights offering to dilute the living out of people no matter what, and he told them the other way around.
So before you get to it, and before we watch the best part of this whole clip, because it's going to show a clip of me. I didn't even know. But hey, just so that people are aware and like people know what they're talking about, like Mark Kiotis and how he says it. Aron did a dividend, but it's a rights offering, where they have the right to your shares. And here's how it really works out. The company wanted to do more dilution, and the shareholders were going to say no. They knew this. But the stock price was so high They wanted to dilute their float, do an offering, and raise cash. The reason why he wanted to raise cash was not because they were going to go bankrupt. He wants to go bankrupt. He wants to prolong it, however it may be, because there's a bylaw. There's a bylaw in the payment agreement for the executives that they get bonuses based off of cash on hand. So based off of that, they started raising cash. And because they couldn't raise the cash, they developed an instrument, a tool, to convert preferred shares into an equity, a preferred equity unit adjacent to stock. So the whole idea was that the whole market and all these influencers were going to tell you that, hey, your shares are not being diluted because we're not adding to this float. We're going to release something new, an additional preferred equity unit. We're going to call it APE to endear you. And then we're going to attach it to these shares as a dividend. And it's a 1-for-1. So you get all of these APE units, 1-for-1 for shares. As they gave up the APE units, everyone has this now. Now you have a share and an APE. You have that now, two separate. But where did this get its value from? It just can't come from thin air. There's no CEO, there's no sales, no movies. This got value from here. It went into this and took it. So this was worth $20. This came in and took 10 of it, cut it in half. Well, this one could actually increase its float up to 1 billion APE, while this one was going to stay at 500. Hey, we're not going to do any additional shares. You don't want us to. But here's what we have. We have this instrument that's going to allow us to pay down our debt. Well, they issued more APE, all right. They issued so many that they put into the rules that you could get the same amount of votes. This was a 1-for-1 vote. These have the same voting power as these. So all the shorts did was they came in, they bought all of these apes. But before they bought them, they shorted them to the ground at 66 cents. They came into AMC. AMC allowed this to happen, by the way, and they sold it to them. They sold it to them at 60 cents. Then, after they had 1 billion of these bad boys, they came over here and said, guess what? We're going to vote to go back into each other and become one. And as they became one again, that was your float of 1.5 billion, 10-to-1 reverse stock split, 158 million. And if I had 10 top loaders, right? I'll give you an example. I have 10 top loaders, right, guys? 10. Either one share of AMC a piece. And I get all these down to $1. There's not much I can do at $1. I can't really take it down much further, right? We just took it from $72 all the way down to $1. But you know what I can do? I can do a reverse stock split, get it thick again, right? I can get it thick again. And then I can go ahead and throw in more shares. And then I can drain those down and make them look like this again. And that's exactly what they've done. They have put together scraps of shares, and by doing reverse stock split, and keep taking value and value away from the company, and now you're sitting at the same float that you originally had. Adam Aron should not have a job. That's the point. But let's see what Marantz has to say about this one. Oh, Adam Aron tweets, some misunderstand the 1-to-10 reverse stock split, approved by 87% of the March 14 voters, saying we are stealing 90% of your shares. You forget that the share price rises tenfold at that time, exactly the same as trading 10 $1 bills for a $10 bill. Either way, you have $10. No. Because you know what you can take out of $1? You can only lose 99 cents. Do you know what you can take out of $10? $9.99.
Retail shareholders were begging for a dividend, which is wrong because they actually gave them a dividend, all right, but it wasn't a real dividend. It was actually just dilution.
Adam Aron is not some sort of a hero. Adam Aron is a thief.
Allegheny will only be made whole after they rob it from us.
And I'm going to tell you guys something. Anybody who still thinks that Adam Aron has the best interests of retail investors at heart, either they're not paying attention or their critical thinking skills have been warped, but maybe they are mentally compromised.
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, but leave me a message in the chat and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Donahue George is an idiot. This guy talks out of both sides of his mouth, literally. Donahue George, you'll say this about Adam Aron. He doesn't want the bet, but then you'll at the same time, I'm buying AMC, I'm buying Mullen Automotive. I think this could really squeeze. You don't stand for shit. I've seen Marantz is the smartest guy, but maybe he's wrong. No, maybe I am the smartest guy. Who knows, Donahue George? I don't know about you, bro. Oh, such a fake. All of them, bros. Everybody, they refuse to put a line in the sand. They sit on the fence, dude. I can't take it.
All the evidence in these court filings point to the fact that Adam Aron conspired with Citigroup to dilute our shares. I mean, and they even call it Operation Popcorn, like it was some CIA type clandestine operation. But in a sense, it was a clandestine operation against retail investors. It was a clandestine operation to steal our company, to steal our company from out under, to dilute our shares.
Our company. This is the shit I'm talking about, bro. These so-called smart guys that are content creators and they come out here and make videos. Hi, I've been a content creator since the beginning, right? I've been the smartest guy in the room, apparently, because I knew he was a lie the minute he started talking. You couldn't figure it out? You're making videos about they stole our company? Bitch, you bought a bankrupt company. You bought private equity. Their company. Not your company, their company.
All you yes voters, all you people that attack me every day and say that Adam Aron is on your side, please go look at the Popcorn Project documents. And after you read those documents, I want you to tell me that you still believe Adam Aron is on your side. And if after you read these documents, after you've seen what Adam Aron did with Citigroup,
giving this guy a close-up is, Hey, Donahue, just going to tell you, bro, that you can't get angry about shit that you did. If you put money into that failed-ass company, that's your own damn problem. Saying who's on your side or not, there's no way of coming out. I don't understand how you guys are not this intelligent or you're this stupid. It's like when I talk shit about Charles Payne. He can sit there and give himself a platform and get views for it, and Ryan can endear him, and same with Larry Chang endearing certain people, and you know what? Nah. I'm one way, dudes. I studied AMC. I studied AMC like no one other, and apparently they didn't. So that's unfortunate, and it was their investment to make, not mine.
To create those ape shares, if you still believe that, you might have some issues.
This is collusion. Project Popcorn, aka Ape, a checkmate idea to cheat and deceive shareholders from Citigroup, made famous by our very own silverback CEO Adam Aron. And I could smell the stench of Adam Aron's BS. Section 2. Quote unquote, in the summer of 2021, AMC was running out of common stock to use to raise equity capital and attempted to authorize additional common stock. Unable to authorize more, the company made zero attempt to ask for more AMC shares to sell. No attempt was made at all to say unable is laughable. Now this is where it gets interesting, right? Because Citigroup had this great idea to begin Project Popcorn in the form of a preferred equity that could convert into common stock. He pulled the vote. Why would he pull the vote? Probably because of Project
Popcorn, a scheme so greasy even your fingers would slip trying to hold the truth. It's a tale of deception, dilution, and popcorn so stale it could break your teeth. Allegedly orchestrated by AMC's very own CEO and a shadowy crew of insider traders and some social media influencers who were cashing out faster than an ATM on payday.
So what did Adam Aron decide to do? On August 4th, he decided to do his tweet storm and try to get everyone to understand what it was. Today, we pounce. And you guys remember all of this because it's so painful.
Problem here is very, very clear. Management has given short sellers the green light to dump on the stock as much as possible. The sad thing is that AMC is signaling right now that it is open season to short the hell out of their stock, and has in effect armed short sellers again and again. And this is the most obvious attempt at that. And you can just tell by looking at how the stock is trading. Then shareholders didn't want dilution, so AMC figured out a workaround with Ape. Ape got massively diluted, then Ape was trading too low. So guess what happens? Well, we need to recombine Ape to AMC. Now they're recombining, AMC's dropping like a rock, and what are they gonna do next? More dilution with AMC common stock.
The company's banker, Citigroup, began work on Project Popcorn, a prospective issuance of an alternative form of equity that could convert into common stock. Now we know that it was Citigroup that came up with this idea, and they went ahead and came up with the idea. AMC and Citigroup considers plans for potential rights offering that would allow investors to buy common stock equivalent that could would eventually convert into common stock. By February of 2022, Citigroup proposed that AMC could call that APE, right? AMC Preferred Equity Units. Van Zandt, Derek Van Zandt, he is the senior director, manager for Citigroup for all of North America. He's been there for 23 years. Yes, these are the guys, the masterminds. The unfortunate part is they took the shareholder equity from you and they only raised maybe double that amount. It wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it for what they did. And nobody wants to tell them that. And that's the unfortunate part. But hey, it wasn't meant to be worth it because Antura and Citigroup partnered up on this one. They took the 10 million preferred shares, converted them, and what was it? It was now 1 billion preferred equity units, APEs, and they diluted that whole amount as well. When the APE units came out and he said, this is what I'm doing for you, this is my checkmate, this is my pounce, that was a lie. But we have to vote yes, or else we're going to dilute even more. Well, we have to vote yes, or else this company's going to fail. Guys, the company has failed.
After the introduction at APE, I felt that the management at AMC was just too focused on dilution and needlessly and recklessly destroying shareholder value. And honestly, I was pretty pissed off that they named this APE in the first place because it encourages a lot of the loyal shareholders of AMC that basically bailed out the company. Not basically, but 100% bailed out the company, and it basically encouraged them to hold it, while at the same time trying to have them ignore that this was the dilutive vehicle that management was just gonna dump on massively.
And he went and had 12 movie premieres or 16 movie premieres in 16 various cities to tell people how great this was, knowing full well that was a lie.
Because it was apes. It was his following. It was, they were just a legion of people that were going to follow this man no matter where he went because they didn't know any better. And they knew they had that in the bag.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew he was going to destroy people's lives and he didn't care. He knew, acted with malice, acted with forethought, and knew exactly what the outcome was going to be.
I'm tired of acting as if Adam Aron's a good guy. There's no proof to that whatsoever. He has milked this community while lining his own pockets with millions and millions and millions of dollars. And if you bring that up, apparently that means you work for Citadel, which it's such bull. It's straight up bull.
Well, one, all the insiders were selling off their shares, and they have since to buy not one share, and they won't buy a share. And why? Because they had this information. This is non-public information, and they traded off of it. So I want to know when the SEC is going to look into insider trading at this point. Guys, they knew that everyone was going to sell off. It was going to dilute the value. They already knew. That's why. Why do you think, and Sean Goodman's the one who actually said this, Sean Goodman is the one who actually sold off every single share he owns of APE, of AMC, you name it, he sells because they all knew what was going to happen here. Before they announced APE, before they announced that they were going to do an additional preferred equity unit, you know what they did? They told all the insiders, hey guys, we're about to do this, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to allow all of you to sell your shares. They lifted a clause on the requirements for insiders to hold shares. They lifted it and they made a window of 13 months, allowing everyone to sell every share they had. And they continue to sell 99.9% of all shares in that time frame. Now they say they're going to ride with you. We ride with you. They have no choice because the bylaws state that they have to hold X amount of shares. Well, guess what they're going to do? They're going to hold them until they retire and then they're going to sell. So why the hell would we even care about market manipulation when it's happening from within?
People are not looking at this situation with any semblance of logic. To the people who probably vehemently hate us right now, I think our argument is actually very close to those. We're just adding one more person onto the list that we think's taking advantage of retail, and they don't want to hear it because to them, he is symbolically representative of the APE movement and their financial investment. Look at his stock sales, look at him giving stock to his own son, and look at his buddies, Mudrick and Antera. They fared very well in this situation. HYMC, Highcroft, wherever that was, that fared very well. The only people I see really losing in this situation is the exact same subset of people who saved the company to begin with.
Is there anybody out there who still don't believe that AMC was corruption? I know he said with his crooked mouth, you can just easily short $3 as you can 30. But the point is, they're trying to keep AMC alive to keep on draining us. So why would they short it out at $3 and then kill the whole thing? So they need room to jump up so they can make money on the way down on us again. This time it wasn't about us putting money in and they taking it. This was about them draining the money we already had in it. They wanted to tank it and take way more of our money without killing the business.
On August 28th, 2023, Theodore Kittila made an application for an interim award of attorney's fees and expenses. As with any major scam, when the promised results fail to materialize, the charade must persist. The influencers tied to Aron's Project Popcorn were quick to maintain the confidence scheme shortly after the reverse stock split, despite the shorts failing to cover their positions as anticipated.
AMC needed to raise capital. This writer's strike is already pushing movies back. Ape was necessary at the time. We would have been talking bankruptcy. It was needed. It was a good idea.
AMC's management will push for dilution no matter how little they actually need that dilution. And all of these things have come true despite the fact that by telling the truth, we were called massive shills. This is in their own filings. If you go to their SEC filings, they're soon going to have the ability to immediately issue 25 million new shares on the market, which is about 17% of the current float. Doing this at multi-year lows for AMC stock is a big mistake. Big mistake. It's a big slap in the face to all of the investors who held this all the way down as the company went all the way back up.
Give it some time, you guys. I know it doesn't feel like it's right now, but they are throwing every thing they have at it because this is their last attempt before we can start raising capital. Think about it. AMC has had nothing but great news. Hey, they're doing the conversion. They can now properly raise money. A company can now raise money again. That would make the stock price go down. No, that should make it go up.
And if you're somebody that believes, oh, they just want the ability to issue shares, but they won't do it. Okay, well, just look at what happened with Ape. Just look what happened with AMC common stock when they diluted back in 2021 during some of the hottest periods for AMC. Just look at all those periods and ask if they had the ability to dump half the market cap, for example, of AMC stock tomorrow, would they not do that? Come on, don't be stupid.
This is the correct path to take. Every one of all the no voters, if I haven't changed your mind by this, honest to God, I don't think there's anything that's going to. So
viewers are urged to scrutinize Reese's words against today's reality, a reality he claimed to fully grasp. Despite this textbook display of hypocrisy and cognitive dissonance, his video stands as a damning emblem of an influencer's implicit guilt, unleashing a tsunami of hyperbolic unease. Also consider the contrast between Reese's response and ZipTrader's well-reasoned scholarly critique of AMC's leadership regarding their treatment of retail investors. Reese's lack of expertise is evident, coming across as an amateur attempting to project authority, while ZipTrader demonstrates a clear professional perspective.
ZipTrader's video and all these fucking clowns. ZipTrader, oh, AMC, they've been able to suffice the... When Ape drops down to 55 cents as he's diluting, friend, this is my number one argument to the conversion by looking at all my videos. If I'm a short seller right now, why the fuck would I cover when I can sit there and over buy Ape now at 45, 55 cents? And then what we're gonna do, instead of having one Antera, you're gonna have 4 or 5. I'm not paid by fucking anyone. And people go, well, because of that, you're paid off. I'm not sitting here looking at you guys saying, I don't make good money. I don't do this shit. But all of this is fucking ad revenue. I get paid from YouTube to fucking educate you guys. I get a couple $100 from Barney. Complain about the creation of Ape all you fucking want. But without it, we would be
the whole Ape situation in the first place was a workaround of shareholders of AMC common stock that did not want any more dilution and looked at the numbers and said, yeah, we don't actually need any more dilution at that time. And at that time, honestly, AMC kind of did need dilution. But now they definitely don't need it. They've been bailed out by the retail shareholder, but it's not enough because it's never enough. It won't be enough until they've taken every single dollar, and the short sellers have become very, very, very rich off the backs of the folks who loyally held this company and bailed it out.
For everybody that listened and bought Ape when it was 80 fucking cents.
Something that we warned about during Ape when that was introduced. We said, make sure you're selling Ape unless you want to bail out the company because you're going to be diluted massively.
Look at the court filing. It says that we voted no, but Antera. It was Antera that did the voting and they made it win. But I'm trying to educate them and show, hey, we need this. And you're too much of a fucking emotional pussy to fuck educate yourself and go, there's a bigger picture? Aron's gonna dump all 25 million shares to the hedge funds. Do you know how retarded you sound?
And from the moment that the CEO, Aron, announced an additional dilution of 40 million shares, it's down roughly 50%.
And the AMC's price would have been trading at $1 or $2 anyways, with Ape at like 25, 30, 40 cents. That's exactly what would have happened. You know, I can't tell you what, no one can tell you what's gonna fucking happen.
You saw what happened when the conversion was delayed. it boomed massively. And then you saw what happened when it went through. It dropped massively. Without this conversion, you're at $88.
And then the fundamental people would have been screaming, hey, f*** us. And I would have said, well, no. Do you know that these rich guys are able to steal billions of dollars and hundreds of millions at a time and never go to jail? I've been honest with you this whole fucking time. I haven't lied to you guys, ever.
Did the shorts cover? Nope. What are we talking about? So,
shorts will never cover. It's nice to hear. It's nice to think of.
One thing I wanted to talk to you about right now is the short interest on AMC.
How they getting these shares? It's impossible. Then close tomorrow. It's because the system is rigged. There's only a certain amount of shares that could be lent out. Where are they getting these shares?
As AMC's stock cratered, Thomas Smallbone branded retail investors angling for a board seat as infiltrators, accusing them of plotting to sneak in a dissenting voice he fought to smother. With Project Popcorn genuinely wreaking havoc on millions of lives, Smallbone still painted lawsuit filers as vultures out to bankrupt AMC. But despite his frantic spins and grandstanding, he couldn't conjure a shred of evidence to prop up his implausible claims.
Easiest way to change the decision making at AMC and force the company into bankruptcy if they can't get rid of Adam Aron and replace him with an infiltrator is to get rid of some of the board of directors.
As the dust settled after the split, the passage of time unveiled a bitter truth. The influencers, once so cocksure, morphed into frantic peddlers of delusion. They spun wild, laughable tales to paint Adam Aron as the champion of retail investors, twisting logic into knots to justify AMC's brazen theft from those very same investors as some warped victory.
And I think this is why over the last few days we've seen a bunch of tweets from influencers asking their followers to appoint them to AMC's board of directors. Stock and Crypto Plays asking to nominate and elect AMC retail investor Jason to AMC's board of directors. And we've now also seen Al from Boston tweeting asking if he ran for an AMC board seat, would you vote him in? Different videos on top of that asking if we should put an ape on the AMC board.
Smallbone's video remains relevant post-split because he addresses several key points. The AMC ape movement initially formed to fight Wall Street and short sellers. It has since evolved into a group that strictly follows the AMC board of directors' wishes. The group now unwaveringly supports Adam Aron.
I've been listening to Twitter space calls that are clearly in support of AMC and clearly against AMC. But the saddest part was how so many people were saying, yes, we are open for conversation. We are the retail community and we love to learn. That's what this is all about. I heard a lot of discussion about, hey, we're helping each other out. And then yet they were saying you can only come up and speak if you already agreed that both AMC and Adam Aron are awesome and they're not doing anything wrong. So I've been involved with this from the start, and the changes that it's gone through, it blows my mind. It truly, truly blows my mind of how we could even have potentially gotten here. And my main question that I would love for anyone to answer is, why to support the retail movement? Why to support the fight for market transparency and fairness do we have to specifically support AMC? And even on top of that, why do we have to specifically support Adam Aron? But all of a sudden, there's a cohort of people on the internet who believe that the only way you could support retail is by saying you absolutely love AMC and everything about it is perfect. And then essentially Adam Aron, the CEO, is some sort of financial messiah. And all of a sudden, when you realize that the retail group is having so much infighting, well, who wins in that deal? Well, it's obviously Wall Street, the group we all set out to kind of course correct to begin. Well, they're loving it because no one's focusing on them anymore.
Clearly, these people are trying to coordinate their efforts together to put an infiltrator into the board of directors of AMC. While I do think putting an ape on the board of directors could potentially be a good idea, we have to be very, very careful on who exactly we appoint, as we know there's so many infiltrators in the AMC space already.
Any lawsuits is labeled as coming from shorts or shills. These suits are not seen seen by Adam Aron's influencers as coming from investors harmed by Project Popcorn. Smallbone states,
are probably not the kind of people we want on the AMC board of directors.
Smallbone then suggests a true retail investor might oppose AMC's decisions. This is expected. After Project Popcorn, why would they not resist?
AMC will not become more profitable because these individuals will try and do everything they possibly can to vote against AMC's decisions, effectively stonewalling the company and causing it to lose more and more money instead of becoming more and more profitable.
Few of Aron's supporters, like Smallbone, verified their share ownership. This raises the likelihood that they could be the infiltrators. In contrast, those advocating for retail investors and proving their AMC share ownership are not the infiltrators. They are legitimate AMC owners.
I really do think this is the shorts and the shills plan.
The remaining baseless hypotheticals lack evidence and speak for themselves.
They know that retail investors aren't selling. They know they can't close because AMC is still on that threshold securities list, incurring tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of FTDs every single day, and they know that AMC is just becoming more profitable. Therefore, the only way they can win is to force AMC into bankruptcy by infiltrating the board of directors to halt that decision-making process. Cheers.
Timothy Seymour of Seymour Asset Management broke ranks in the legacy media, boldly exposing Adam Aron's shameless robbery of retail investors, his revulsion practically crackling as he torched Aron's multi-year betrayal.
She could be keeping theaters in business.
For them later on.
By the way, note how AMC didn't rally through the roof on this as it should have. And that's because they've been too busy jamming their investors and diluting them and doing reverse share splits. And, the stock's gone from 44 to 12 in the last 3 weeks. How's that taste? There's not enough time to talk about what's gone on there, so I won't.
Multi-year low.
Multi-year low.
On September the 1st, Brian Reese intensified his manipulation of retail investors, dispensing financial advice designed to mislead. He urged the public to ignore the stock's price fluctuations and the underlying criminal activities, diverting attention away from the illicit schemes at play. On the 3rd of September, Anthony Franzetti's post claimed the moral high ground, asserting his AMC coverage was driven by virtue, not his positions promoted in numerous live streams or his years of pumping the stock. Through the Project Popcorn misinformation campaign, Franzetti supported Adam Aron's monumental crime spree, using schoolyard banter to call critics haters. His inauthentic post after the reverse split starkly contrasted Aron's historic theft of his retail shareholder base.
Gotta address some things. Apparently out in the YouTube world are saying that I was hired by a private equity firm to destroy the play, AMC. I know YouTube is full of a lot of really dumb motherfuckers. They hired me to do exactly what? I was the one that warned everybody about Ape. I said, this is gonna wind up in a courtroom. And I started saying that Ape was this weird, look at what's going on right now. People can't even find their settlement shares for Ape. You have people out there that actually had interactions with the CEO. For people to say that I was hired by a private or firm, when they used to say I worked for Morgan.
He's so stupid. Honestly, you pick and choose when you want to call YouTubers idiots. Like, you're a YouTuber. You posted all your videos on YouTube, and you deleted them all. And then this is what you think? You think that, they think I work for Morgan? No, you want to name a bank. We're talking private equity, without a doubt. But all of you guys are. All of you guys are on the payroll somewhere, somehow. There's no way you're waking up and just being stupid about your investments. Everybody that ever talked great about AMC and or you warned them about this, no. I remember when you were pumping it. And I also remember Tony De Niro, too. Like, Tony, you're so smart. You're always right. You got this one completely wrong. And you try to get past on this. No way. None of you. I love this documentary. It holds people accountable like you've never seen. One Nation Under Fraud, Part 3, Episode 2, Standard Edition. AMC, The Heist of the Century is a YouTube channel. I'm already subscribed.
Sugar Kush's September 4th, 2023 X post ignited a firestorm among AMC influencers, sparking a meltdown of rancid pandemonium. They scrambled to twist the post's meaning, regurgitating it as a bizarre attack on retail investors in a tired, juvenile gaslighting spree. Their replies dripped with guilt-soaked exaggeration, desperately hoping fans would gulp down their absurd drivel. Each word betrayed their panic. Terrified the jig was up on their 3-year con. Using AMC as their pawn, they siphoned time, cash, and trust from genuine investors, all to rig markets for AMC's benefit or to cash in on Project Popcorn, with zero regard for the wreckage left behind. Part of the post said,
"But if you misled retail and grifted off the backs of retail, then you have the right to be worried because prison is not for everyone. Now carry on and sit tight when we will find out soon enough how many of you got paid to screw retail." If you've seen Thomas James's video earlier.
Now, I have kept Thomas James' name off the table for a long time. But Thomas James, you just made a video and you're calling out a lot of particular people, but you're not looking in the mirror yourself.
Today, I want to explain why the shorts are threatening retail investors. They started by begging you to sell. Then they tried creating FUD about AMC going bankrupt to scare you into selling. And now they're trying to threaten you into selling. Threatening you with lawsuits, with prison time, or even worse.
Thomas James, convince us why you think people are threatening investors. They're not threatening investors, dude. They're threatening the grifters. Read the text again. As in people who make videos for clicks and views. You. But let's see that you've never been paid off. Is this you? You tell me, Thomas James, that you're posting videos for 42,000 subscribers and you're making $300 a month max. That's what you're making. No one's bought you off. No one's paying you off.
And as Sal tweeted, he said, "I think it's hilarious that people like Amy, Gungal NYC, Mark Codes, and their merry band of shorts are attempting to manipulate people into investigating influencers."
I'll tell you what, all these dudes right here talk shit to me back in the day. All these guys right here, and I know them all. And I know KC Shaw, and I know PG, and I know PK Lance, all of them, Salvatore, everybody out there. Shills, punks, pumpers, yourself included. Are you the gatekeeper for all of them? Did you read all their tweets? I mean, what is going on here? You speak for everybody? I've been in the damn Spaces call with PG. PG_5 telling everybody, buy and hold, we're going to the moon. This new ape thing's gonna Trump, it's gonna pounce everybody. I was there, I saw all these guys. And you're the paid shill, and you must be paid by somebody because it's not YouTube. For you personally, you're making $300 a month, allegedly, just off of views, but that's why you're here every day. I want to know what the hell you're doing. Who's paying? Who pays you? I turned them down 5 times. Should I call them back? You guys know what Connect the Dots is?
Last night, I was made aware of a major violation of privacy.
You're an accountant for RSM, and you have been for almost a decade.
Marantz Rantz unveiled Thomas Smallbone's identity using publicly accessible data, freely available to anyone who bothered to look. Smallbone permitted this information to be openly obtainable, yet seized Marantz's findings as a pretext for launching multiple retaliatory strikes. In classic dubious influencer style, evident across his video catalog, Smallbone turned the tables, accusing Marantz of engaging in unlawful activity when the research was entirely above board. He pointed to Marantz's probe as the cause for influencers halting their AMC content creation after the stock's collapse, despite their earlier predictions or instructions to promote a contrary outcome. In truth, their agenda was fulfilled. They had effectively supported short positions in the scheme dubbed Project Popcorn.
I think it's for reasons like this that many AMC YouTubers stopped making videos in the space. I need some help from you guys.
Smallbone escalated matters by rallying his followers to attack Marantz's channel and demand its removal for conducting perfectly legal research, clearly a reaction to being exposed for orchestrating AMC's market manipulation.
We'll head over to his YouTube channel, Marantz Rantz, and report his YouTube channel and his recent videos unveiling my personal information, schools and colleges for violating privacy laws. That would be much appreciated.
In a stunning revelation about his channel's purpose, Smallbone admits to suppressing view counts, but his justifications for his actions exploits the audience's tendency towards shallow reasoning, catering to a public preoccupied with fleeting attention spans and consuming information hastily without thorough scrutiny. Smallbone capitalized on certain viewers' inability to swiftly dissect his counter-arguments. His rationale for scrubbing views hinged on being overly emotionally invested in AMC, leading to disseminating misleading information. As this documentary is being filmed, glaring inconsistencies in his recent videos suggest it's routine for him to share inaccurate details and let emotions cloud his content.
I have indeed deleted views in the past, but there's a very important reason why I did that. So obviously what my channel is for collecting and collating due diligence and simplifying it in an easy to understand way. As part of making videos on YouTube and not giving financial advice, you obviously can't say with 100% guaranteed confidence a specific stock is going to hit a certain price on a certain day. In my videos, I try and remain emotionally detached and just present the facts. I present that due diligence, I present that information, I present those news articles, and I give my thoughts on them. So what I do on a regular basis is review my previous videos for when I've been too emotionally attached to AMC. Sometimes instead of saying this is one potential catalyst that could cause something to happen, I say that this is 100% guaranteed to happen, which isn't fair and it's not right.
Smallbone's stated purpose for his YouTube presence, like other influencers, was to deliver truthful insights.
Just to be clear, what he's saying that he does is he lies to the people that watch his show. He says something's going to happen, and when it doesn't happen, then he deletes the evidence that he ever said it. That's what I called him out for. He admitted to it, deleting over 1.5 million views on his channel, and additionally getting paid for it somehow, some way, because I know the truth, and I expose the truth. That's what I do.
Prompting him to abandon his accounting career. Revenue from his channel now sustains a comfortable income, giving him every motive to churn out content that remains popular, even if it sacrifices accuracy on the deceptive digital landscape shaped by Project Popcorn.
Back in the day, I used to be a full-time accountant. Any money I earn on the side from YouTube went directly into buying more AMC shares. Over time, I decided to focus more on AMC so I could bring you more higher quality information. As a result, I quit my old job as an accountant to focus on YouTube full time. This money pays for my rent, it pays for my property, it pays for my car, it pays for my food bills, and any spare money I have on the side goes towards buying shares. I think somebody even 5 years old or younger has more intellect than Marantz Rantz. Usually I wouldn't address a shill making ridiculous comments, but it's just unfair that he's revealing my personal information and the schools and colleges that I went to.
Thomas James, I had no idea that you had me in your video right here. And you're talking about short sellers, and you keep saying I'm an influencer and a shorter and a shill. I mean, that's what you're putting right there when they read it, right? Meanwhile, Marantz has proven me right that he's jealous of AMC and the popularity it's been getting. No one's jealous. Do you even understand that the popularity is not even real? Shills and bots is not it. You're all being lied to. This guy right here, you know, I said I wasn't going to attack you personally, kid, but Thomas James, look around you. You're pumping a failed stock, a failed investment, but that's what you were paid to do. Why'd you delete 1.3 million views on your channel? Why are you deleting videos? What are you trying to hide? What message are you trying to hide from the so-called 43,000 subs that you've had the whole time? I think I'm right. I think you're buying. I think you bought your initial subscriber count, and I think that you're stuck with it. And you're the paid shill, and you must be paid by somebody because it's not YouTube. You're a fake and a fraud. Keep pumping out this stock, but you know what that text was? And I don't even like Sugar Kush. I know who he is, and I don't care for him either. But he's right. All you grifters better hide. All you grifters better run. And you know who you are because I already named all of you. Punks. You, Thomas James, you're a punk.
On the 6th of September, Stocks and Crypto Plays exposed the stark reality of Adam Aron's betrayal, detailing how his theft from retail investors contributed to the collapse of his own company's value.
Here we go. Popcorn just put in the paperwork for up to 40 million new AMC shares. Anticipate AMC pricing to drop down to like $2 to $3.
After facing constant misrepresentation and marginalization by AMC's board of directors, certain influencers, anonymous social media accounts, and the Delaware Chancery Court's approval of the heist of the century, dedicated AMC investors devised a strategy to secure an accurate share count. They launched a website, AMC Project Popcorn, offering legitimate shareholders a legal means to ensure their ownership matters long term. The initiative invites shareholders to complete a non-invasive, legally notarized affidavit documenting their state and county of residence, the date they purchased their shares, the duration of their shareholding, their voting preference on the reverse stock split, and whether they held their shares through the Chancery Court's ruling that made the illegal legal with Project Popcorn. Aron primarily communicated with shareholders via Twitter X, which became a battleground between genuine shareholders and those claiming ownership. The April 2021 announcement of a vote for 500 additional common stock shares began the deepening divisions within the community. A clear pattern emerged. Initiatives that could benefit retail investors, such as exposing short positions or supporting their investments, were consistently targeted by the same individuals, many of whom are extensively profiled in this series. These individuals fought against retail every step of the way on Aron's behalf, mimicking a paid social media campaign to hinder progress on every series. These individuals fought against.
Dave Murphy's the guy who they try to give credit to with GameStop. Yeah, he was pumping and promoting AMC. But what was this?
Tail every step of the way on Aron.
Reeser Outdoor. Oh, that's what's his name. That's Scavenger. Yeah, we know. We don't forget.
Aron's behalf, mimicking a paid social media campaign to hinder progress on efforts like a share count, lawsuits, the reverse stock split vote, and the approval of Project Popcorn at the Chancery Court. Retail advocates faced relentless attacks for questioning Aron's leadership. Despite Project Popcorn's success, which significantly harmed investors, a new campaign emerged to block retail investors conducting their own share count and seek justice for the actions of AMC's board and the hedge funds that aggressively undermined their investment. One of the accounts, Straight Jacket Man, tagged the disturbed Corey Amex to find the addresses of shareholders supporting the newly launched share count and asking another, at Walt Darth, to start a GoFundMe for the medical bills to help pay for any investor they were going to physically harm. Another, Mr. Fifth at K5 Sizzle, explicitly provided a death threat for anyone involved with the share count, including the makers of this documentary series. Phil For Real was one of the first AMC-affiliated influencers to challenge the AMC Project Popcorn retail share count movement. He alleged that legitimate retail shareholders were short-selling AMC, a claim rooted in his consistently questionable reasoning and lack of research expertise. Phil asserted that investors supporting the share count were attempting to uncover their positions in AMC, yet he and other prominent Yes voters and influencers failed to substantiate this. He further claimed that these retail investors were pressuring others to sell their shares, a charge most could not prove and which only hindered retail's progress. Ultimately, Phil's post appeared to parrot talking points designed to sow fear, uncertainty, and doubt, discouraging participation in the share count, and suggesting that he and others likely held no real stake in AMC. Phil ended the post by ensuring retail was not heard, silencing them from reaching other investors through him that were affected by the damage he helped cause. The AMC influencer's flawed narrative of shorts covering and the irrational market claims continued to fall apart. Phil For Real, aka Philip Pitts, Swift.
So let me help you out here. Mike Giano. You come into the show and you said, who cares about AMC? I tune into Marantz for insight on GameStop. Then don't tune in. Don't tune in and don't watch the show, Mike. Let me tell you how far out of bounds you are. For you not to understand the history of GameStop and the path it took to get where it's at today, you have to battle private equity. You have to battle social media influencers. You have to battle misinformation, what they call FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, fear, uncertainty, and despair. You have to do all of the above. Educate yourself on investing, period. Don't come to me when you want to pick and choose the info you choose to process. That's not the way it works. You ever want to really know what's going on here? Good. then you can sit here and be like, hey, Marantz, why are you against Boss Blunts? Then you know the whole fucking story. And you don't forget. But you need to know it. This is a part about doing due diligence. Whenever you want to read something, I want to read the Bible, I want to learn, right? Am I just going to read Genesis? Or do I got to get through the whole damn thing? Every chapter matters. It's life. This is the truth. Pay attention. This is history. And you're living it. You're a part of it. Or you're not. I do this shit for you. Fucking kid, dude. So no wonder these guys lose money on investments or in life.
Shifted from being the aggressor to claiming victimhood amid selective harassment following the reverse split.
A faceless person that is harassing Bigums, Peter Hahn, and me on Twitter, and they're claiming we were warned many times, but chose to mislead thousands upon thousands of retail shareholders through a monetized YouTube financial advice channel. They willfully and repeatedly pumped a false $30 to $50 ape arbitrage for personal gain. See that word arbitrage? That's not why I got into AMC or Ape. The moment that I see my name and I see your name, I'm going to know who you are. We're noticing the short sellers are creating these fake bot accounts. Probably this is one of them. Albatross. I mean, your name is Albatross, which is close to arbitrage.
My name is close to Marantz, which is close to ants, which is close to dance, which is close to pants. Hey, Phil, I'm not a fake account. And I've called you out from day one. Yeah. This is Marantz. Dip them in ranch. Spit them back up and chew them back out. What's that about? Oh, I'm a grifter just like you. Is that right?
Interesting.
It was last year, beginning of this year, where Popcorn put out a tweet against the people that were saying that AMC was going to go into bankrupt, and he was like, back to you for the ones that thought AMC was going to be bankrupted. Then a couple of months later, he's putting out messages that we're going to go into bankruptcy if we don't get this reverse split. He was like, if we don't get this liquidity, we might face future bankruptcy.
The CEO then goes and brags on Twitter all the time about how great AMC is doing, and then stresses that somehow they're heading for bankruptcy at any point and they have to be able to dilute massively.
What gate in the hell opened up that you walked out of and came to this country? Back away, fat demon. You have a CEO that says we're not going into bankruptcy. Then he says we are going into bankruptcy. Like, for real, that don't even make any sense. Bankruptcy? What bankruptcy? Who's running out of money? Us?
And I'm going to explain what Phil, dumbass, for real, is saying. This is absolutely ignorance 101. I don't even know why I watched this. You still have to dilute the shares of the company by selling shares and raising capital. They didn't want to buy it at $1. They didn't want to buy it at $2, $3. You think they want to buy your trumped up shares at $25? They bought it at 60 cents. So where do you think they're going to buy it at? It's called distressed credit investing. Google the fucking term. You are clueless. Zero DD.
Distressed debt investing is basically buying the debt of companies in trouble. Companies that might be perhaps close to default or even bankruptcy. Funds buy that debt cheaply from banks or other funds that don't want to deal with the situation, betting that they can profit from a turnaround, a restructuring, or even by gaining control of the company's future. Private equity firms, including big names like Oaktree, Apollo, Ares, and Blackstone, seize the opportunity.
I'm quite confused.
No homework at all. You are stuck in your echo chamber of AMC Bigums and Boss Blunts, and all you guys deserve each other. You're going to lose every dollar you ever put in. You and your good energy. You guys set yourself up for this shit. I'm tired of your bullshit videos, your little parody songs, all the shit you do. You're trying to string people along in this play, tell them you're going to vote yes. Your vote doesn't fucking matter. You're making a video about people I'm still voting yes. Nobody cares. Adam Aaron has the votes himself without you. This is why they sold the stock. This is why they put out the press release. Because now they're negotiating other said shares they're about to sell off to other people with the idea of, hey, by the way, this is what we're doing now. And Tara's in charge. They hold 20% of this company. I'm just I'm just a figure piece. Adam Aron's just a poster child of robbing retail. That's going to be his legacy. And your legacy, well, it's going to be making terrible AMC YouTube videos. What you're going to live by, bro. Enjoy the $2. Enjoy everything you're not getting. And I don't know what else to tell you. It's late, man. Get some sleep. Peace, scrub.
Unfortunately, AMC just hit a new all-time low. It's down in excess of 98%.
Can I give credit to this dude who did this damn doc? This guy went through every video I've ever made. And the unfortunate part is, brother, I don't know who you are, but a lot of my videos are on private. They're not for the public consumption right now. There's some stuff, but I'm with you, man. Damn, dude. Don't do it. Don't do one for Bed Bath & Beyond because all those are on private right now. I'm battling it out. But still, this is funny. I like it.
And from the moment that the CEO, Adam Aron, announced an additional dilution of 40 million shares, it's down roughly 50%.
Oh my God. He dumped the 40 million at $11 and change. Why? This is the worst time to dilute. He's evil. He's Captain Dilution.
So again, I get it. A lot of people want you to toe the line, and I'm going to lose those people with this video. They want me to toe the line and say that Big Daddy Adam Aron can do no wrong. We must just look at Big Daddy and say, oh, thank you so much for dumping on us. Thank you so much.
Those words have never, other than right now, those words have never come out of my mouth together. Big Daddy. I mean, shit. I gotta film my wife calling me daddy. If that would ever be the case, she would throw up in her mouth. No, but, hey, nah. You guys gotta stop this bullshit. Oh.
Everything is fine. And, like I said last night, it's gonna have to build up again. The second drop that popcorn does, fact check me when it happens. When we have the run up, it's going to be one of those like what he did with Mudrick, like, yeah, listen, I got another 100 million shares. What do you want to do? He's gonna drop it in 2 seconds.
But I'm so incredibly tired of this.
That's the part that I don't like about Lou. He always never talked directly. He said when we have the run up, he's gonna dilute. There is no run up. There was never a run. It was nothing, right, Lou? I'm speaking to angels right now. I'm just asking you. Or maybe I'm telling you. You can't confuse me either. I know the truth about all of you. This whole, hey, I know you got a script. I know you do this. I know you do that. Remember what I told you guys? I'm standing outside of a GameStop, and the guy walks up and goes, hey, are you guys scalpers? Man, if you are, man, I'm ready to fight you, man. You know I don't like those scalpers. And I'm just looking at him. I'm just like, I know who the scalper is. Look at this son of a bitch right here. Yeah. Dude, try me, bro. Try me. Man, I hate all these Cowboy fans. Dude, yeah. Fuck no, man. Raiders, bro. Raiders, man. Hell, Raider Nation. Just win, baby. Get to the car. Fuck, man, there was a lot of them. Phew. Had to say all that right shit before I got killed. Yeah, no. Hell no. Shit, hate the Raiders.
Statement that to be a real ape, to be a real retail trader, you have to love Adam Aron. You have to love AMC. My question to that is why? They're now changing their thesis halfway through it, and they feel like if you're not doing that with them, you're somehow the bad guy, the shill, someone working for a hedge fund. It's childish, and no one's gonna get anywhere with it. It's now just at the point where it's absolutely filled with bots.
On September 12th, Anthony Franzetti shifted his attention to Doug Sifu, a frequent target of AMC influencers. While Adam Aron quietly orchestrated the company's downfall through theft, Franzetti clumsily tried to deflect Aron's crimes by posing as a champion for retail investors and attacking Sifu's Virtu Financial. In reality, Franzetti aided Aron in one of the largest thefts in American history, possibly through a paid and undisclosed sponsorship inferred by his actions and consistent promotion of Project Popcorn. On September 13th, 2023, Kevin Malone posted on X, revealing that AMC's board of directors sold 40 million shares, with none of the directors purchasing any shares themselves. themselves. In a subsequent post, Malone addressed the collapse of the much-hyped cost-to-borrow rate for AMC shares, which had been promoted by Project Popcorn advocates to entice investors to hold through 3 years of market manipulation. He noted the borrow rate plummeted from over 1,000% to 3.9% after Project Popcorn, signaling the end of the manipulated narrative. Malone's post underscored his belief that these actions deliberately eroded retail investor value. Charlie Plattis highlighted that AMC's original filing for 40 million shares stated they would be issued from time to time. This echoed their assurance to the Delaware Chancery Court that the shares wouldn't be released all at once. Yet Adam Aron issued the shares in just a few days. Pringle talks about one of Rose Izzo's important objections, the ability to opt out, where AMC promises a specific caveat in allowing the settlement, that they would not immediately collapse the APE and AMC common stock shares, nor immediately dilute as a promise contingent to allow the non-opt-out clause.
I guess there's a couple of statements on the record. Basically, we're not going to collapse the common and preferred anytime soon. We're not going to use this as a dilution mechanism. There won't be dilution anytime soon. Like, don't worry. We're just issuing APEs. We're not doing anything else with it.
On September the 16th, Catherine Larson pushed back against investor doubts, rejecting claims she failed to prove share ownership during the 2023 summer court proceedings. She accused those of questioning her authenticity of being shills, the tired boogeyman term influencers like her repeatedly wielded to attack verified investors whose AMC shares were stripped away. Yet, for 3 years, Larson's market manipulation predictions have spread numerous falsehoods about AMC, serving the interests of the company's executive leadership. To substantiate her ownership, Larson shared a screenshot from Corrine Elise Amato's June 21st, 2023 court decision. However, the third revision of the Berry affidavit, issued less than 24 hours earlier, tells a different story. Larson's name is absent in the first version, appears without proof of ownership on page 23 of the second version, and in the third version, it's confirmed. Larson held no shares when she endorsed Aron's Project Popcorn theft with her letter of support.
I read these comments out on X all day long. I see the comments in the I guess comment section of these YouTube videos here, and I can't help but think these people are absolute sheep. They've been brainwashed. There's no helping them, or they're just not all there. I don't know what the answer is, right? It bewilders my mind that some people would think this is a good idea. And I simply have to ask why, because I have no idea. I cannot fathom the answer to that question. The only thing that makes sense is that the people who don't make sense are paid to not make sense. Now think about that. You guys know a lot of the prominent names in this AMC stock movement who have been screaming that dilution and debt reduction is the answer all along, but you should be willing to help Adam Aron. You should be willing to help a man who is unwilling to help himself. I could go on all day because it boggles my mind and really, really upsets me to see people led down this direction.
Sure, everyone's pissed off, so I shouldn't even ask that question. Everybody woke up today and saw the filing for the 40 million shares for AMC. And a lot of people are sad about it. They act like they didn't know dilution was coming right after a reverse split. People are sitting there going, man, this might not have been the right way, but I'm going to go over everything. You guys, I know this fucking feels like it's the wrong path, and I know that, but I'm going to show you what you would have woken up to today. And it's a lot better of a situation than what you would have woken up to. It was like, man, this 40 million, this was the wrong path. It's like we're diluting at $1.10. If we would have woke up and said no, something would have happened to this conversion. But what ended up happening is, if you guys look at it, APE would have plummeted. The price obviously went up because everybody was playing the arbitrage play, and it would have dropped back down to levels where Antera dropped, bought in at 66 cents. You would have seen APE drop back down to, 80 cents? And then what ended up happening on this news is APE would have dropped even farther. They would have shorted it back down. Now, what I think happened this morning is Adam Aron went ahead and he dropped a block of shares.
Back in his August 28th video, Brian Reese employed fear-mongering tactics, initially predicting Aron would sell APE at 40 to 55 cents. He later adjusts this to 33 cents after Aron releases 40 million shares, intensifying fears and cunningly misleading viewers into thinking dilution benefits everyone. In the past, he's been accused of changing the narrative to fit his motives when it is clear deception.
Why the f would I cover when I can sit there and over buy ape now at 45-55 cents? And then what we're gonna do, instead of having one Antera, you're gonna have 4 or 5. But that's still a massive difference between selling at 33 cents, which is what we would have been able to do. We would have been diluting billions of ape just to equal what the hell we would have done off this. People think AMC wasn't gonna get out of dilution, and it blows my fucking mind. We need to make sure we are seeing the movies.
Recall, before the proceedings at the Chancery Court, up until Project Popcorn was approved, the short thesis was dead. Suddenly, it's alive again.
And also explain how they're terrified of a split with yet another lawsuit.
Why do you think these shorts are so fucking scared of the conversion and the reverse split?
We know the shorts are afraid of the reverse stock split.
Like I said, they're scared shitless, you guys.
I consider it a short's dream for this lawsuit to go against AMC. They'd be like, oh, we got him in the final trap now.
Every time you split your stock, it becomes fodder for the shorts. I mean, when you go 1 for 25 and then 1 for authorized, 1 for 100, you do 1 for 9. We know that the shorts pounce.
If they don't convert, shorts just get it on right now.
Today, everybody wants to sit there and act like, oh my God, we got destroyed. And no, you didn't. Fucking option to do it, other than to dilute. God damn it, I'm so f***ed. I gotta get this play to $200. Well, guess what? You can buy now, and just like you would have been buying at 88 cents before, when we told you to get ape at 88 fucking cents, you can average down insanely fucking hard if you believe in the play right now, and you're way up there, can't you?
Today, I want to talk about how we're on the verge of triggering billions of dollars in forced selling.
You never talked about those Brazilian AMC shares. Think about that one for a second. I laugh when people tell me he contacted FINRA and the exchange about the FTDs. I'm thinking to myself, like, do you remember 500 million AMC shares in Brazil with Citi? And nobody talks about, it's like nobody talks about that. And when people are like, oh, but what about the other movie stocks? They're all up. Yeah, but there's a problem. They know that this CEO, okay, Aron, is holding 500 million shares ready to drop at any time it goes up. That's the chilling effect with AMC right now. It is the dilution king company. It's taking down a lot of investors as far as their holding. And the fact that it just went through a reverse split with a CEO putting out hit pieces on his own company, all of these meme stocks, because at the end of the day, they use people, especially this company. This company did a job on people.
Today, I want to talk about how the director of the film Dumb Money has said the AMC play is not over and that a short squeeze or run-up will happen again.
Oh, funny. The AMC, or the director of Dumb Money. So that makes it equivalent to GameStop, right? Parallel to GameStop. Anybody know what was happening while this was going on? Ryan Cohen was being named the CEO of GameStop this very same month. September 28th of 2023. And yes, they would say that because private equity owns the movie Dumb Money. Right? We already proved in this part. I hope you guys didn't forget that part. But yeah, that's who actually produced it. Anyway, back to it.
Al from Boston, he filed a lawsuit against all the parties. You see, that's the kind of weird thing about this stock. When you take a look at the amount of people that he named as defendants, now you're understanding how many people were involved on the other side of AMC, profiting from everything AMC's scheming, working together. Like this would have never happened in the past. If you get into discovery, popcorn. That's all I can say. And then find out through subpoena, through interrogatories, find out what YouTube influencers AMC paid in order to get people to go forward with this. Don't forget what I just told you. That is key for later on, because that will 100% show that side reached over to this side and paid influencers in order to bring people over. Those influencers, they're gonna be defendants one day. The shorts are not in danger now because they know that there's shares out there. So yes, we own the float, but so what? They have shares waiting to drop. See, everybody right now that's shorting this stock, whether they shorted it illegally or not, know that If the price goes up and they're in trouble, they also know that Popcorn is going to be dumping shares in order to make a profit. So that's kind of like, that's where this is at right now. Everybody here is an AMC victim. Everybody got cut 10 to 1. If you bought in at 30, you need 300 to be break even. AMC was making money beforehand. AMC didn't even need to do anything with the debt until 2026. Only people with big money that's buying this stock is the ones that are going to lend out the shares. And right now, Popcorn and them, I'm sure they're lending out those shares. And listen, this one was different. This was sabotage. This was done against us. It wasn't for us, it was for them. You understand? That's why at the end of the day, you take a look at this whole thing. Now we know exactly what him and the board did. Because this stock, the people that are involved, the company didn't need the shares.
And I love the story you're saying right now, Lou, but the truth is, you didn't say that story the first time around. That's the truth. And I guess I won't speak on it because they tell me you died. So I'm not supposed to speak on a dead man. All right, cool. The videos got deleted. That whole account got scrubbed. You paid off your debt. I think you owed like $80,000 to somebody or something. I don't know. And then you're ready to make some real money doing YouTube. I'm letting you guys know right now. These guys all promoted this shit, and it ran its course without a doubt. But there's so many things that are still unsaid on this whole thing. And yeah, for those of you asking about trades, there's whole other. This is six different videos. There's whole videos dedicated to Trey and Adam Aron and the relationship they had. But I'm thinking way bigger than that. I'm thinking so big when it comes to private equity, like, because I know how it works, and I know they get when they get into one company, they deploy, they do what they do, and Adam's a villain, and this is how it all worked out.
The dire emergency that they needed the shares for. Popcorn didn't explain this to everybody, especially during the lawsuit, because we might go into bankruptcy. Do you know that during the time when he was talking about bankruptcy, he was basically working with the Taylor Swift people to bring Taylor Swift directly to AMC. It was a direct to AMC business relationship, which has never been done before. Remember when this friendly Puerto Rican came to YouTube and said, hey, they're just running everything on a secondary book system. Yeah, they're just handling everything on the side. So you see that price, but they have another price and they're running it on that side. Nobody believed me. People thought I was crazy. At the end of the day, I told you they haven't got the money to settle this thing. Morgan Stanley may pay up to $1 billion to resolve U.S. probe into private stock sales. Oh my God, Morgan, how can you do such a thing? I told everybody back then, they were running AMC on a secondary set of books. They were doing business on the side. I said, you think everything is done on the weekends? They're making sure everything is taken care of. Because at the end, they were running the books on the side against all of us. You understand?
The Parseval reminded everyone of the importance of the January 27th, 2021 date and the creation of GameStop and AMC tokenized shares. Charlie Plattis, known as Zip Trader, made two critical statements that exposed the shady underworkings of AMC Theaters' business practices, easily understandable to anyone. The first statement ominously warned of yet another stock dilution event looming in December, further eroding shareholder value. He stated, if you are buying AMC stock, it is a donation to Adam Aron and the board, not an investment. This will not be the last of the dilution. Under Adam Aron, their primary business is selling shares, not movie tickets or popcorn. We said this the last time and got a lot of pushback, and we are saying this again. AMC is a great squeeze setup that is being thwarted again and again by the board, recklessly diluting. On November the 21st, his second message conveyed perfectly how Adam Aron and the AMC board of directors were continually robbing retail investors throughout Adam Aron's reign, even after Project Popcorn completed. It still goes on to this day. Plattis said, as of today, AMC stock is at its lowest price in history. This is what happens when a very unique short squeeze setup gets pillaged by a greedy board obsessed with destroying shareholder value. Bots will continue to tell you to donate to CEO Adams' enrichment fund, but think twice. We've been warning this would happen since the original dilution started.
And I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I have not read through this entire thing. I'm
It's 200 pages. I don't blame you.
I did exactly according to the due diligence I provided on here, which was at the point that it made sense, converted my AMC to APE, and then sold it after the settlement was approved because it ran up.
On November the 22nd, attacks on retail investors conducting a legal share count continued. One of Aron's supporters, unwittingly misguided, failed to recognize that shareholders genuinely outraged by Aron's theft were not an army of short sellers, as their cognitive bias led them to believe. They persisted in convincing other retail investors that the share count was harmful. In some cases, it seems Aron didn't need to pay certain followers, as their own mental shortcomings and limited ability to connect information drove their actions.
Today, I want to talk about how you can become a millionaire from the AMC squeeze.
Popcorn has to have no shares because every time it rises up, he has shares, he will drop. And I keep telling people that as long as he has shares, everybody in AMC is that is our biggest enemy. It ain't the shorts, it ain't the hedge funds, it ain't the banks. It is popcorn and the board.
This is our biggest enemy. That's my whole point. You're so brilliant. You're in the play, and I don't talk this way.
That's why that's a toxic play. We beat everybody, but the company we saved worked against us. I am a long-time AMC holder, still holding. My investment is down 84%. Popcorn can eat 350 million dicks. Trust me, I know. Tomorrow morning, opening a business, AMC for me is done.
In the beginning of December, Rose Izzo filed her appeal with the Supreme Court of Delaware.
Why do you have to have the ability to dump massively now? You just simply do not. This is all a farce.
Ahora, ¿cuántas agujas van a meterte mañana? Una sola. Perfecto.
So when I talk about Adam Aron, about not saying nothing, here's a quick point. The fact that 100 years of AMC had the best earnings ever. What does he come out and do? The very next day, dilution. The very next day, momentum was on the side for the retail investor, possible upside, 100 years. That's never happened in the history of AMC. Best earnings ever, blah, blah, blah. What do you get? Bam! Dilution. Right up the ass.
Well, the management seemingly tried to do everything in their power to make sure that every time the stock is about to break out and squeeze, that some sort of press release comes out that says, oh, we're going to push. We're going to fight tooth and nail to have dilution. We're going to push through any court hearing, any judge that blocks us. We're going to just ram through them and make sure that we can dilute like mofos.
He has a knack for saying really bad things when it comes to good things happening for the ticker symbol. But when really bad things are happening to the ticker symbol, not a peep, not a word, him just sitting back, I'm sure just milking it all in, taking it all in, and understanding this was the plan the whole time. Go over retail.
Aron played the tired COVID sympathy card again, referencing AMC's stock crashing to $4.48 per share post-split. He blamed a 4-year-old pandemic, conveniently dodging the real culprit, his premeditated 2021 Project Popcorn scheme that tanked the stock.
We're gonna face bankruptcy. It's horrible. In 2 years from now, we won't have any more money for pay raises or bonuses. It's so horrible. It's coming. What's coming? I don't know. Let me tell you something. If you think you're having a bad day, trust me, you're not. Love all you motherfuckers. I'll be back soon. Look at this hat. I'm gonna rock this stuff. I look like half a Smurf. Love you. I'll be back.
He passed away on March 12th. At like 1 in the morning, he had an infection after surgery that his body couldn't fight, and he is no longer with us.
I just want to remind everyone, out there that AMC, the company, was getting ready to file for bankruptcy in 2019, hired a new CFO, restructured the way they paid their executives, agreed to give them shares instead of cash. Then during the pandemic, gave everybody a bonus for not going bankrupt during the pandemic, offered their shares to everyone and everything, gave them to Silver Lake, who then in turn converted the notes when they hit $20 a piece. Every insider sold every share they own over the course of a meme run, and then they did the dilution, and then they did the Project Popcorn, and then they put it on you public. They all made their millions and millions and millions. It's like a Congress move. They knew the info before you had it. They knew what they were going to do. They had the plan, and they just acted in front of the media. Aron back then didn't tweet at all, didn't come out into the public, didn't do interviews. All of a sudden, interviews, tweets, you name it, tweet storm, 2 years of bullshit, and you don't hear from him any longer. Guys, he used to tweet every day. Videos, meet and greets, everything. No more. Stock is at an astounding 30 cents on 5 billion shares. This is crazy, bro.
I want to talk about how the shorts will soon be closing all of their short positions, leading to the mother of all short squeezes. Today, I want to talk about the massive short squeeze that just happened on Friday, which we can actually watch back in real time and use as AMC short squeeze preparation.
I feel your pain.
In early 2025, Aron leaned into his I Feel Your Pain act, claiming to be a shareholder too. For years after dumping his own shares, knowing Project Popcorn would gut the stock, he gloated about receiving new shares, untouched by the reverse split, perfectly timed to match the stock's current value. 16th of April, Malone struck at Aron again, reminding people that he still failed to purchase bosses. Leon Black was able to run from allegations.
Here we go.
Any criticism away from him apart from attempting to have retail investors' accounts removed, stating that it was against securities laws for him to purchase any shares after committing what will go down in history as one of the biggest unenforced, well-planned, collusion-filled securities fraud of a lifetime, and possibly more with Project Popcorn. Despite his grasping to attain innocence, there is nothing Aron can do to erase his legacy as a CEO who stole billions of dollars away from millions of people, all because he believed he could get away with it, and still does. However, it is unsurprising because one of his closest friends and former bosses, Leon Black, was able to run from allegations of pedophilia by paying the Virgin Islands $62.5 million in connection to his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Trey Collins and Matt Kohrs emerged as prominent figures in the AMC ape movement, amassing significant followings during the saga and maintaining considerable influence over online communities. Their paths diverged when Collins endorsed Adam Aron's Project Popcorn, viewing it as beneficial for investors, while Kohrs cautioned against its potential harm, making himself a target for influencers aligned with Aron's strategy. Notably, Collins later admitted to receiving payment from an undisclosed source to promote a stock, a rare acknowledgement among the key figures in Aron's plan.
What's up, guys? Some of you might have seen, we all know Trey's trades. He'd come back and been posting, and a lot of people have been saying that it's just a matter of time before he gets back into the YouTube game, the stock game. Looks like he's gonna make a comeback. He's like, screw it, dude's in money, he's admitted to it. But what's even more crazy is he's admitted that there was a point there that he was actually paid to specifically promote a stock. 99% or whatever it may be, the majority of these influencers, especially when it came to AMC, they were here for the money.
A lot of people have been asking me lately how I lost my money, and I've debated whether or not to make a video talking about it, but I feel like this would be helpful. Back when I started my YouTube channel in December of 2020, I didn't have a lot of money to my name, and previously I had a bit of a gambling problem. I was playing with not very much money at the time, but I certainly still had a gambling problem, and I accrued a decent chunk of debt from that alongside some medical issues. I started up YouTube and quickly found success. I was just very lucky. I was in the right place at the right time. I went from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers in like a month and a half. The way that I handled my finances just was not very intelligent at all. The majority of my net worth was in AMC stock. In that short period of time from December of 2020 to June of 2021 was well over $1 million from my YouTube channel and from options. Together, I had made about $1.5 million in like 6 months, which is just not normal. I remember in June of 2021, my YouTube channel gave me $180,000 in revenue. I mean, that's just crazy. And I obviously didn't save anything for taxes either, and that got me into a pretty bad spot. It's crazy to say that you're living paycheck to paycheck when you're making that much money, but I was at the time. But I just lost all my money being a degenerate. When I lost everything, when I stepped away in September of 2022, I told half of the entire truth. You know, half of the reason I left was because I didn't like the way that things were looking. I thought that the company was looking rough. Anytime I would try to point out things that I thought that were counterintuitive to the thoughts of the general public, I would get shit on. And you know, it'd probably be easy to come back to YouTube and generate income that way, but that feels like the wrong way to do things. It doesn't feel right, and that's important to me. It's important that I feel like I'm doing things the right way, and that feels like an immoral way, quick fix way to make my money back.
It took one day for Trey Collins' moral compass to decide to go back to YouTube. Matt Kors responded to Trey Collins by saying, "That being said, paying off your debt by leveraging the same community you misled is not the right move. Some are saying Trey owned up to it, but all he admitted was that his life took a downward spiral after blowing his trading accounts and developing addictions. That's deeply upsetting, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's brutal." However, he still hasn't acknowledged that he was an undisclosed stock promoter. He hasn't apologized for actively deceiving his community. He never publicly admitted that he knowingly posted misleading videos just because they performed well, saying, "It's getting too many views to take down." Intent matters. Getting predictions wrong is part of the game, especially in the markets, but actively lying is a completely different story. Instead of telling hard truths, Trey chose to spread comfortable lies. Everyone deserves a second chance, but that only begins with telling the truth.
I guess we're live, man. What the heck, dude? This is kind of crazy. How y'all doing? I'm gonna wait a couple minutes here for people to roll into the chat. I'm kind of nervous. I can feel my heart beating real quick right now. It's been a couple of years since I've been on a YouTube live stream or... Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, apes and ape bets. On behalf of Trey's Trades, the Guerrilla Gang, and the AMC investor community, I would like to say I am not a dead cat. And we would like to extend a warm welcome to Aron, the CEO of AMC Entertainment, and 35 years of experience as a consumer engagement experience manager. With that being said, I would like to sincerely thank you, Adam, for accepting our interview request, helping us understand more about the upcoming shareholder meeting proposals, and discussing AMC's future with the Guerrilla Gang. We're not sure if you're aware of this, but we consider you one of us and occasionally refer to you tenderly as the silverback of the Guerrilla Gang. To our knowledge, never in the history of publicly traded companies has a CEO had total access to tens of thousands of global retail investors by way of a YouTube channel through one single influencer. And I have to say, I'm extremely humbled and honored to be able to be that guy, speaking for the community. We view this as groundbreaking, and I'm sure that you, with your long history of consumer engagement experience, can appreciate that this has significant marketing and sentimental value to AMC and its shareholders. Adam, in case you were not aware of how widespread our community has grown, you and me included, the entire community, there was a recent Reddit post with recent request for a shareholder's location. And amazingly, we found that we now have shareholding apes in 800 locations in 69 countries around the world. Before we begin, I would like to point out that we have reached out to our community and requested that apes suggest the subject matters and questions that we're going to be covering today during this interview. So a lot of this is questions that have been asked by the public specifically for you. And I just have to say one more time, and it's an absolute honor to be able to speak with you. I'm very humbled.
It's a hell of a documentary, guys. Hell of a documentary. I think they did really well. I'm pulling it all apart. And, yeah, kick ass, take names, do what we got to do. You asked, how do I feel about the earnings for AMC as of yesterday? I know Tony De Niro was live. Tony, I missed the live stream, bro. Sorry. Must have been Phenomies. Let's see what we got here. I'm normally gone by this time, but not today. Not today. I'm going to hang out with you just a little longer. Maybe a little bigger. There we go. Trailing 12. Hey, how you doing? Oh, by the way, let's go look at the ratios. Hey, this looks like a company I want to buy. Hey, Tony, you used to buy this shit, bro? Free cash yield, negative 23%. Earnings yield, negative 27%. These are some terrible ratios here, bro. What are we looking at? Price to sales ratio, not even a 1. Oh, God. There's no book ratio. Why? Because they're not worth anything. This is bad. Bad. Balance sheet. Let's see what we got here. They're sitting on $400 million of cash. That's awful. Considering they've raised over $3 billion worth of cash via all the equity offerings. So they've had some real cash burn in their days. Current assets are going to be sitting on 8 billion assets. Phenomenal. Wait till we carve all that out. Let's see. Oh, some more debt. $9 billion. Oh, they're upside down. Damn it. Since Adam Aron's been the CEO, they've lost $8.5 billion. Terrible, Adam. Let's see. Total common equity. Now, shareholder equity, they're negative. They have a deficit. They're not worth a damn thing. Their book value is negative $4 a share. Holy hell. Somebody call somebody. You mean to tell me they could never go positive? There's nothing they could do? They could sell off every asset in the world and they still would be worth nothing? Damn. This is a terribly run company. Whoever put this thing in front of people deserves what's coming to them. Let's go to the quarterly. Let's see if they had a good quarter. All right, here's your quarter, guys. They're coming in at $1.2 billion. Other revenue's great. So $1.398 billion on quarter two versus the $1 billion. Oh, they killed it. They killed last year. Oh, revenue growth 35%. These guys are monsters, bro. This is their Christmas, by the way. Quarter two is literally like Christmas. But let's say Memorial Day weekend, everything. Just don't get all of July. That's the part that sucks for them. So they have a string out over quarter three. But hey, quarter two, massive numbers. Good job. Let's see. Gross profit. Massive gross profit. This is the profit you want to see in a quarter. Man, $263 million. The unfortunate part is on the gross profit, you got to deduct some things called operating expenses. There's some crazy operating expenses in here in this number, but we'll leave it where it's at right here. $92 million profit. Better than last quarter. Same quarter. Yeah, they lost money last year. They made money this year. Not bad, considering they lost $143 million last quarter. That sucks. But quarter two, Christmas for them. Looking great. Good job, 92. Oh, shit. My bad, bros. Forgot that we have to deduct all this interest, man, for all this borrowed money there. They're upside down like $5 billion. My bad, bros. You mean to tell me we didn't make anything? Did we? What the hell? Still lost $4 million? You still lost $4 million? Shit, it's better than last year. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Last year by quarter two, you had lost 163 and 32 plus that, so 195. This year, you've only lost 206, almost 7. So just a little bit more of a loss this year. And the best movie year ever. I mean, we're hitting box office numbers. Not bad. Free cash flow. You're only negative, 330? 330, something like that. Last year, you were negative 310. You're doing better on cash. You're only burning $300 million so far. Doing better. Gross margin, flat, 18%. Great job on gross margin. Operating margin, great job on the flip. That's awesome, guys. It just sucks you got to carry it. I mean, you don't have a quarter two. This is Christmas. You don't have a quarter two every quarter. And you're going to have a third and a fourth. It's going to look bad. I mean, quarter one, this is a hard hole to dig out of, isn't it? Being negative 48%, negative 23%, negative 16%. That's a hard hole to dig out of. Must have been a really bad quarter one. Quarter two, not so bad. I mean, this is as good as it gets, right? Coming in and make zero profit. That's as good as it gets, right? Okay, good. On the trailing 12, they have lost $363 million. They're $4 billion worth of revenue, almost $5 billion worth of revenue, and the market cap is going to be 133. Guys, their revenue at the top of their company used to be almost $9 to $10 billion. Wow, not there. Market cap of 1.3. That's pretty good, bro. For a company that doesn't make money, that's not bad. Price target is going to be 392. Who gave that price target? I gotta know. We're finally back into the forecast. Here we go. Who gave out this price target? How many guys cover AMC stock? AMC stock is covered by how many analysts? 8? 8 of them? That's a lot, considering. And their strong sell hold. Somebody's giving it a hold rating? That can't be real. Who gave it a buy? Who right here? Wedbush Michael Packer upgrades to a buy. It's a buy rating. Huh? The same Michael Packer talking shit about GameStop gives this company a buy. This is a buy and GameStop's a sell. GameStop makes money. This one doesn't? What? I don't understand. We're supposed to be buying things that don't make money? Oh, shit, I've been doing this all wrong. Man, you mean they're never going to make a profit? Anytime within the next 3 years, they're not going to make a profit. That can't be true. That cannot be accurate. Can't be accurate. They're not making money at all this year? Dude, what the hell's going on, man? Who do we got to fire around here? Michael Packer, if GameStop did make money any quarter, right? I'm just saying, if they never made any money, would you give them an upgrade to a buy and an increase of 30% on an upside? I'm just asking. How in the hell is that fair? This is part, Tony, see? This is the part where I get mad about shit, Tony. I get mad because they don't make sense on one investment versus the other. Nah. And we're not even talking about cash. I'm just talking about the operations. Ops of the business. We ain't got to talk about GameStop's cash. We know GameStop has more cash in a little bit. Man, you guys smell, bro. There's no doubt you guys are just some smelly bastards. Oh, I can't take it. Like, seriously, bro. RSI. Oh, I want to get rid of it, bro. I thought it was up here. I just click it and it turns off. It's supposed to, oh, right here. Here we go. This will get rid of it. Thank God. Okay. Am I still on AMC? My bad, bros. Let's look at the real stock. GameStop. Oh, I can't wait, bros. I can't look at this sideways shit. Love it. Love it. I love it. Yeah. Oh, is it time to go up? That looks healthy. Are we ending strong right now? We're going green? Wait a minute. Are we going green? Like, what's happening? What's happening? Are people finally figuring out what GameStop is? Is that what happened? We're going into the close? Oh, babe. Babe, this really just happened? Yeah, look at that. Oh, this is healthy, bro. Come on down. Come on down. I love it. No volume, by the way. 3 million shares trade back and forth. Float's map. Float 447 million shares. Only 3 million trade a day. It is beautiful. Beautiful chart, by the way. Love it. I know you love it too. Okay. Guys, today was just a watch party of that great video. You're the Bret Hart of the YouTube channels, bro. Bret Hart was the shit. What are you talking about, bro? What, Curtis, who the hell are you? I bet you lost some money in some investments. That's probably what it was. Curtis, I'm going to give you a chance to talk your nonsense another day, okay? I'm not going to block and ban you just yet. Soon, though. Soon. You're working your way to a ban. If you really want to earn your stripes, go for it, bro. Come get the ban. I'm here for you, okay? I'm seeing, there we go, AMC cost revenue is why they're a complete POS. 1.4 billion, but still log a loss. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Joe Rowe, slow down, okay? And Uber one, I don't know what the hell that means. One buy is Carvana. Yeah. If we follow Ed Bush psychology, yeah, it's crazy, man. Big Mike strikes again. Yeah, tell me about it. Bizarro World, Michael Packer supports AMC as a buy. Bro, that's the life we're living. I think it's pretty phenomenal, to be honest with you. What happened here? I can't. It won't let me see the chat. It's, oh, man. Chat's going to go. They were bag holders before. Yes, they were. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I just want to hang out with you guys for a little bit. That's it. Get about, do my thing. I'm going to go to work. And I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll be back with like some headlines tomorrow. Maybe I'll like do a real show. Today I was chill. I was just enjoying the content. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, millionaires. Peace.